All right. Welcome back for a quick recap of our last session. In our last game, making your way through Luskin, you quickly came to the realization that most of your group has been declared as wanted fugitives in the city, and that the city guard would be searching for you in some degree or another. You all agreed to travel to the Cutlass Tavern on the southern end of the city to search for the captain of the Moon Maiden in an attempt to find information on the Dancing Wave, the ship that you've been searching for. There, Ash extracted some critical information from Bellis, the gnome that was captive with him by the hand of the Dark Elves. And inside the tavern, a bar fight of sorts broke out, and the party learned from Osk, the captain of the Moon Maiden, that the wreckage of some wreckage resembling the dancing wave was spotted in the waters nearby. Through additional conversation with Osk, as well as the local Thieves Guild, the party learned that the leadership in Luskin is often responsible for various acts of piracy, and the Thieves Guild also indicated that they would have no part in anything that your party is doing if it involved any of the Dark Elves or the leadership. Under suggestion from Nam Namo, your group then left the city by way of swimming deep under the water in the South Harbor with the aid of a water breathing spell. And you now find yourselves outside of the city of Luskin beyond the South Wall as night falls upon the open fields of the North. What would you like to do?
No, just man, I'm all wet.
You look like you're exhausted.
I am
You
pretty
about- you about
tired.
Passed out when you were underwater, so I just took us to shore.
That was kind of you, Vision Traveler Eddie.
Eddie,
You're welcome.
it's been a while since anyone's called you Eddie.
I know. He must be
Oh,
listening to.
I wonder how he knew that.
Yeah.
That's right.
um, how close to the city are we? Like to the south gate?
You're probably 100 or 150 feet south of it.
Ooh, we should move south. Let's just follow the shoreline, perhaps,
You
and
don't
soon make camp.
you
I
don't want to
agree.
go back?
Well, we just spent a lot of energy getting out of there, so at this point,
We are just going for a swim.
ah,
Let
No,
us
I'm
go.
good.
Well,
let us.
we're gonna go make a camp, or where are we going now?
Let's
Neverwinter?
travel south. What time is it?
It is actually getting dark right now.
Getting dark right now. Let's travel for, I don't know, an hour. And so we're
Yeah.
at least a good distance away from the gate, and we can make a camp, maybe off the shore.
As long as
'Cause
that's
there's-
off the road, yeah.
Yeah, off the road is my preference as well. Remembering the map, there was not a lot of trees. I don't think there are trees around, but
Yeah, so where you are right now, you actually you can see basically the river coming out of Luskin. You can see the shoreline kind of sticking off from Luskin, but then it kind of branches out towards the direction of the water. And the road actually begins to branch
Yeah.
off towards the east, away from the water.
Can I
Aside
see
from that,
if
you can't see.
can I see if there's any guards or whatever, like on the walls or whatever of the town that can see us?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Do I have to do disadvantage on perception checks too?
Actually, yeah, it is. Yeah.
I don't know how I could get more disadvantage than that. Okay, 6.
It's really hard to tell.
Yeah. Okay.
And with it getting as dark as it is, it's hard to tell.
Yep, it is. All right.
All right, so you guys just
Let-
want to travel
yeah.
for about an hour or so?
yes.
Yeah.
All
Let
right.
us go.
So as you head out from Luskin, you notice the road is very barren and rough. And being south now of Luskin, you are now far enough south that not a lot of snow has fallen in this area as of late. So the path itself is more or less clear, and it is pretty dark, so it's hard to tell. But as far as you can see, there are just a couple of small melting patches of snow periodically out in the fields to either side of you as you follow the path. You follow it for about an hour or so. This time, as opposed to when you were north of Luskin, there isn't a tree line or anything like that to either side. It's basically just big rolling fields and stuff like that. So you travel for about an hour, or at least what feels to be about an hour to you guys. It's relatively uneventful, but now it is fully nighttime. The sun has set, and there is little to no light out in the barren fields.
All right. Do you guys want to set up a camp?
Yeah, far off the road.
Yes, I am.
Were we
weary
traveling on the road?
traveler.
I didn't know we were traveling
Yeah,
on
you guys
the road.
have been on the road up to this point.
I was saying we should travel along the shore, but that
Oh.
works.
How far from the road is the beach, essentially?
The basically where you are in Luskin, if the city is here, the beach kind of branches off in one direction and the road branches off in another. So they separate from each other pretty fast. So if you would have followed the beach instead, you can certainly do that if you'd like. It would be much rougher terrain, but you certainly can.
What were the options again? The beach and the what?
I'm just saying if you wanted to follow the shoreline or if you wanted to follow the road.
I had made that suggestion, but I didn't hear anyone say yes or no.
Yeah, let's go. Go to the shoreline.
Okay.
Yeah, at least for a bit.
Yeah, just to get off the road a ways.
Okay. So you follow the shoreline south, and it's still pretty cold down the shoreline, but pretty much the same as what I just described. You you find it harder to travel the road, the fields and stuff just being pretty rough with a lot of unkempt, like shrubbery and stuff like that. But still more or less open fields, no trees or anything like that, and it is still more or less uneventful as you travel down the shoreline about an hour or so. And then again, it is very, very dark outside, very little light as you make your way to stop to make a camp.
Excellent. Let's camp.
Yeah, camping.
Yeah.
Hey, Namo, you seem like you spend a lot of time sleeping outside. Got any tricks or anything that could make this a little more comfortable?
Well, when a pig wants to camp, the pig may start a fire if they are cold. Does that help, Vision Traveler Koros?
I
How
mean,
do pigs start?
yes. How would a pig start a fire?
I am only telling you the way that you have asked to be told.
I understand. Yes, you can. I like the pig metaphor. It doesn't work every time, but yes, fires are pretty basic camping skills. I was just wondering if you had maybe a tent or something, but
No, I sleep out under the stars, man.
very well.
Communing with the earth.
Can anyone start a fire?
I can. Can I? Can I? I think we can do that.
Should we?
Absolutely.
I mean, I feel like we're pretty far off.
We should.
the road.
I would assume that we're really cold, and also still wet.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, right.
so I think, yeah.
Hey, it's a perfect thing that on our way here we had cold weather gear.
So I have a tinder. Would you like me to start a fire?
Yeah.
Blaze it up.
I will need some wood. Is there any like driftwood or anything like that around, or anything
Nothing like that. It's mostly just like
I just
leaves and stuff
I
like
just
that.
like ignore what they're saying and I just create my bonfire.
Thank you. That's the exact question I was asking, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
When
It's
I
a
said, "Can
logical
anyone
one.
create a fire?"
All right. How
I
long does
know,
that
it's-
last?
It's concentration.
Okay.
Wait, if you go to sleep.
Oh, it's up to 1 minute, I guess. Never mind.
Cool. Well, you can keep
Oh.
it going.
I
Is
can
it a cantrip?
reconcentrate, but someone can go get wood while we're drying. It's a cantrip.
So I sit down in front of the fire, kind of shivering, cold, trying to like warm up. And then as I'm like sitting in front of the fire, I start mumbling under my breath, and in the fire just shapes of like horses and like hawks and animals and stuff start kind of taking shape and disappearing and coming back and disappearing in there.
I'm gonna sit down next to him and watch the show.
I'm gonna sleep because I'm not a maniac.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna-
Anyone taking watch while you guys camp out?
I'll
I'm
take.
staying awake because I have to maintain the fire.
The whole night?
Well, I don't know what the alternative is. It's a 1 minute
Yeah.
deal.
Well, you can either let the fire go out and go to sleep, or if you try to push through an all-nighter, you'd risk exhaustion. It's up to you if that's worth it or not.
I think
Um,
we'll be okay once we're under our sleeping bags and everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay awake for like 2 hours, and then I'll probably let it start dying down.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm gonna
stay
fall.
awake
I'm
for-
gonna fall asleep as I'm watching the fire, and my little control flames cantrip will like fall out, stop working once I fall asleep.
Okay. So Edwin is taking first watch. Anyone else with him, or anyone else want to take second or third?
I'll be up for the first two.
I'll take third.
I'll
take
take
fourth.
the third one.
All right. Everyone go ahead and anyone who is staying up for, let's actually do first watch first. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Swatch is a great breakfast place, by the way.
18.
That fell. We're gonna try again. 17 plus 1, 18.
All right, perfect. You are able to basically just stay up for a couple hours and keep your campfire going, just kind of paying attention to the surrounding area and watching the waters come in and out, kind of just wishing you were out on a ship, out on the waters sailing. And after a couple hours go by uneventfully, you go to sleep.
Do I notice the everyone is pretty much dry and warm now?
Yeah, everyone's pretty much drying off by this point. A
Okay.
couple hours into it.
So
And
if I
then-
notice that they're dry, then I'm gonna let the fire die and I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna
Okay.
tap on Karos and let him know that I'm taking off.
Perfect. And Koros, you rolled an 18.
Yep.
Perfect. So basically the same scenario for Koros. You're able to just keep watch for a couple hours, and it is more or less uneventful, just chilly and quiet and dark. And your watch finishes up, and you wake up Uwe from his trance. And what is your perception roll, Uwe?
My perception roll would be oh great. That would be a 6.
Awesome. So
Oh dear Lord.
you're sitting there just kind of taking a look around, and you realize through a couple times through the watch that you weren't paying the closest attention, kind of just looking at some of the gear and magic items that you'd been given by the Thieves Guilds that you'd spoken to so far. But thankfully, you're able to make it through the rest of the watch without any incident. And you guys eventually rise the following morning as the sun is coming up.
Yep.
Through an uneventful night.
Yeah, I'd wake up as soon as the sun starts rising. That'd be a long rest, right?
Yep. Everybody can take a long rest.
Sweet.
Hmm.
And that will get rid of my exhaustion, won't it?
Yep. That'll drop your exhaustion.
Cool. I don't know why long grass doesn't do that automatically in D&D Beyond. Okay.
Would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Cool. As I wake up and as I see the others waking up too, I say, "Good morning, Vision Travelers. Where are we going today?"
Good morning.
I need to remember what we saw when we looked at the map. What was the next town?
Next town was
Neverwinter, right?
next big city was Neverwinter. I think there was a
There
small
was a
town
port.
between there.
Yeah. I think we should go to the road and travel south.
I just nod in agreement, kind of quietly.
Okay, perfect. So you guys basically just turn perpendicular to the shoreline and begin to head back up. There's quite a bit of an incline to kind of climb back up to the level that the road was at. But after about an hour or two, you're able to make your way back to where the road was. It's pretty clear that it branched off further inland. And so it's much farther from the shore than it was the last you saw it. After moving along for several hours on the road, you see a sight similar to what you had witnessed several days prior when you were on the backs of the griffins. That being a group of 3 wagons, completely ripped apart and just strewn across the road. They appear to have been hooked up to some kind of beasts of burden, which at this point are gone. And under closer investigation, you find that the wagons are completely empty, aside from just some clothing and cooking supplies and things of that nature. Anything you guys would like to do in that moment?
Does anything of interest stand out as I kind of look through the supplies, kind of just peeking and poking through?
Make an investigation check.
12.
The only thing that you find is there appears to be a sort of frying pan, or at least that's what you assume it would be used for. It looks to be really well made, just based on the ones that you've seen and kind of the makeshift things that you've used in your lifetime. Aside from that, everything else is pretty torn apart and disheveled.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the frying pan and I'm gonna kind of look at it interested, and then I'm gonna tie a little rope around it and put it on my back, kind of over my shoulder like a sling.
Perfect. It's like one of those little ones.
Yeah,
You can
so
make an egg in.
Yeah, so it'd be like
not
a
a
full-size
weapon.
shield for me.
Basically.
But when I see
A
him do
full-size one
that,
for me.
when I see him do that, I'm just gonna say, "Hey, if you want help searching things, I'm pretty good at investigating."
That is kind, Vision Traveler. And I kind of nod to him and assent.
Yeah. Okay.
You said there were some clothes. Are there any that would fit Bellis any better than what he's got?
Oh yeah,
Make an investigation
I
check.
always forget Bellis is with us. Oh, and Cyrac.
We hate Cyrac.
I'm gonna help him look.
Natural
Is that a
20.
20?
I don't need to help him look.
Woo.
There are basically all the clothing that you see indicates to you that whatever this caravan was probably composed of humans, or at least humanoid, human height figures. There are some clothing that appear to have belonged to children. They might not be wide enough to fit Bellis, but they'd probably fit him better than that thing that you tore apart and stuck on him before like a diaper.
Okay. I'll grab those and
back.
very neatly fold them, and I'll hand them to him.
Okay. And he grabs them and he kind of looks at him just strangely, but eventually kind of unfolds them and begins to put them on. And with every motion of trying to get them on, you can hear pieces of the fabric tearing a little bit more and a little bit more. And by the time he finishes, he's got them on and they're a little long for him and sufficiently tight. And so he just looks kind of silly with this over tightened clothing, but somehow less silly than he did previously with pants wrapped around his whole body.
As long as we're making progress.
We are. All right. So you guys, after investigating this caravan, are able to head back out onto the road and continue to press on. And you do so for again a couple more hours. The road itself is extremely rough. It's filled with a lot of holes and uneven ground, and it appears to you guys that there hasn't really been any effort in upkeeping the path in a pretty long time. But regardless, you're able to trudge along at a normal pace, and it seems like you're moving along at a quicker pace than you were previously before you got to the road. And after continuing for a couple hours at this point, after finding the caravan, you are able to spot pretty easily a few humanoid figures a few hundred feet up the road in front of you, and they appear to be traveling in the same direction as you, though they seem to be moving very, very, very slow. So you immediately, upon noticing them, begin to gain on them very quickly. What would you guys like to do?
Do they look like they're injured, or and that's why they're walking slow,
Make a
or are they
perception check.
just? Unbelievable! Another natural 20.
Perfect. So you are just barely able to make out from this distance that there are three humanoids total, and two of them appear to be walking fine. The third appears to have some kind of strange limp or something like that to his walk. So you would have reason to believe that that's probably the reason of their slow pace.
Judging by the clothes that I saw from the caravan, do they look like the same sized people? Like they came from there?
They look like human-sized people. It's hard to tell from this distance if they would be the same people or not.
Okay.
As I see Ash squinting and trying to just make out what's happening in front of us, I'm going to say, I feel like we're going to catch up with them in a minute, so I suppose we could ask them any questions you might have.
I don't believe they're a threat, so I think we continue.
Yep.
All right. So as you
Catch up
guys
to 'em.
continue down the road, you very, very quickly are able to catch up to them. As you get closer, one of them actually turns around and notices you guys, kind of signals to the other two, and all three of them in unison begin to push off the side of the road and basically step aside to, it looks to just get out of your way. And they kind of just step aside and watch as you approach.
Hello. No need to be afraid or anything if that's what you are right now.
Hello, we would just like to allow you to pass.
That's fine. It looks as though you are having some trouble traveling.
Yes, we are. And you look over and you see basically it's three guys. There is the one that's speaking to you is a generally well-dressed man, probably in his mid-30s. He has auburn hair that's tied back, and he's wearing some large, thick, round spectacles. Next to him is another male, probably around the same age and height as him. But this guy's a lot more built. He's physically well built, and he also has tied back hair that this time is kind of a golden color. And he is not smiling at all. He kind of just has a blank stare looking over at you guys. And then the third person you see is a much older, elderly man. And the first thing you notice about him is he is missing his left leg. And where his left leg was, there's basically a wooden post that is attached to him that he's using kind of as a makeshift leg. And he's wearing just kind of like simple burlap shirt and some baggy pants, and he has long gray hair that's drawn into a 2-foot long braid that's kind of just falling behind him, and he's holding a long gray rod in his right hand. And the first one that is the most well dressed looks over to you and says, "My name is Nicholas Steiner. I am just traveling here with my brother Drogo, and this is my father Gunter, and we are just traveling to the city of Neverwinter. We hope to not be in your way in any way."
No, no, you're not in our way. We were just actually traveling that direction as well. Did something happen? Are you guys okay? Or we noticed a caravan back a ways that was destroyed. Was that you guys or?
Oh, that was not us. We noticed that caravan as well when we passed.
Right. Sorry, what were their names again?
The one that you're talking to, his name is Nicholas, and his brother's name was Drogo, and the old man's name was Gunter.
Does the guy with like the signpost leg, does that look like so none of them appear injured or anything? It just seems like
No, it appears like it's been that way for a long time.
All right.
Why are you traveling to Neverwinter?
We are traveling to Neverwinter to. We are hoping to find a healer for our father here. He is quite old in age, as you can probably tell, and he has become to some degree senile in his old age. And we are hoping to find some form of healer.
I see. Some like for mental stability and.
Yes, that is correct.
Well,
I start patting around on my jacket. No, I don't have anything for that. Sorry.
Oh, I didn't think they expected that, but
I would never ask such a thing.
Wishful
of you fine
thinking.
travelers.
Very well. Have you had any trouble? Are you coming from Luskin, or did you come from somewhere else?
We are ultimately coming from Mirabar. We passed through Luskin, but we had no hope finding any kind of healer there.
Yes. Seems like they have enough troubles of their own there, huh?
Yes, he quite does.
Did you have any trouble being there, or?
Not much. We simply passed through and stayed a night in one of the inns, but we did not run into any trouble ourselves.
Good.
Can I see if they're? I don't know. I don't trust them. Can I see if he's telling the truth?
Yeah, make an insight check.
15.
He seems to be pretty forthright in the things he's saying.
Okay.
Well, I suppose there's not much we can do for them.
Yeah.
You haven't run into any trouble on the roads or anything?
Not as of late. It seems unusually empty out here. You are the first group that we've run into in some time.
I see. Well, I suppose stay safe.
Yes, you as well.
Thank you.
I'm
I'm just going to say
kind
we
of bow
start
to
walking.
them. Start walking away.
He kind of like awkwardly like mimics your bow as you bow, not really knowing how to respond to that. And then they wait for you to pass on before they kind of rejoin the road and begin traveling behind you.
That was odd.
Well, very quickly they kind of drop off into the distance behind you since
I'm just saying that out loud.
Oh.
They didn't seem very strong, and they've made it this far, so maybe the roads are empty.
I think it's from a virus.
Probably. You didn't touch him, did you?
No, I stayed away.
Okay, very good. Everyone wash their hands.
How do you do
All
that?
right. So you guys, you guys continue on after meeting that group,
Oh crap! I was muted.
and just as he had said, as you're moving south, you get to some degree a sense of comfort just from the idea that it feels like it's getting noticeably warmer as you travel south. But simultaneously, especially after that statement, kind of an uneasy feeling as hour after hour of traveling, there are no signs of activity aside from that group, which is definitely unusual for a road of this type under clear weather conditions like what you're seeing right now. But regardless, you guys are able to carry on for the rest of the day that we're currently in, and the sun begins to set later on, and darkness falls over the fields between which you're traveling. What would you like to do?
I say we travel until it's a little darker, and then let's make our way off the road a bit and make camp.
I'll
Okay.
lead on that.
You have a map, right?
You do have a map. If you need to see it, let me know. I'll pull it up.
Just curious if there's any way to tell like how much progress we've made today, how close we are to where we're going.
I don't remember seeing any landmarks on it.
No, but there was a forest almost equidistant from the shore to the road, so we could hide in the forest or towards the tree line if we go the other direction.
Do we see the forest yet?
You don't see it from where you are right now. You also don't see the shoreline, so it's hard to tell how far it would be aside from what you saw on the map.
Yeah, I don't know that we'll have much of a way to tell how far we've traveled. I think we just need to make our way off the road, and because we're going to hit that town.
There's no town. It's just Neverwinter.
There's a small port village or something that was
Yes.
before Neverwinter, but it was about a day before Neverwinter.
Was it? I thought it was a day south of Neverwinter.
It's north. Yeah, there's a port called Port Last.
Port Last is
some distance.
It's probably a day's travel from Neverwinter. Yeah.
Gotcha. I thought you were talking about Helm's Hold.
No, we'll run into that city, and then we'll know that we have another day's travel. So I say we just move off. I don't know which direction. Don't know that it matters, but maybe towards the shore. Travel about 20, 30 minutes in, and then make camp.
All right. So you guys travel about 20, 30 minutes off the road in the direction that you remember the shore being. It again gets pretty rough as soon as you leave the road, but you're able to make your way out in that direction without incident and begin to set up your camp. Who is going to take watches for this one?
I could take first and second.
Yeah, I'll be up for third and fourth, but we could always.
Do we want another fire tonight?
I feel pretty good.
Okay.
I can stay
It's actually
up.
very comfortably. It's still cold by normal standards, but it feels way better than it did up further north. So you actually feel quite nice. Pull up those rolls.
Mine's a 12, that first one.
Is anyone staying up with him, or?
I'm up as well.
I'm going to stay up just a little bit at the beginning.
So your first watch.
I'm gonna.
Without.
So who's up during this watch? Oh, dang it!
And you
dang it!
Wake Koros from his hopefully clothed trance.
I was muted that whole time.
And we can go ahead and begin second watch.
Well, that'd be third because he's up for 2 and I'll be up for 2.
That's right. He was up for 2. So yes, let's go ahead and begin third watch.
Okay. Did anyone else wake up? Anyone else say they were going to take third?
I
I'll
did,
get
but I
up
was
a little
muted.
early. Oh, go for it.
All right. So Adon will be up with me for the third watch.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check.
I have 17.
I got 19.
All right. That one as well. Just a pretty boring watch. There's really nothing around you, nothing to look at, nothing to do. It comes and goes, and no incidents befall you.
Okay,
And then
fourth
he's staying up
watch.
for the
I'll
final.
I'll wake up for help with the fourth watch.
Okay.
Okay.
And then one more perception check from you guys.
24.
Was Nom Nom making one, or was that?
Yeah,
someone
13.
else? Okay, cool. All right. So the night comes and goes without incident, and you guys awake the following morning, again around the time of sunrise, for the third day of your travel.
So, are we walking on the road now again, or are we just up?
You're up at the campsite. Are you going back to the road?
Yeah. Do we head back?
All right, perfect.
I kind of get up almost like it's a routine, even though it's been one day, and kind of slowly start making my way back to the road as they're all getting ready. But just really slowly, taking it in.
Do we need to follow the road?
I would prefer to follow the road. It's going to be a lot faster.
Smoother on the feet as well.
Well, not. I have shoes, Mister. I don't know what they sell for you.
They don't.
Something tells me you don't need them.
I have my own natural shoes.
Are they magic?
No, my feet are padded in a way.
Someone petted your feet.
No, pad.
Oh,
P-A-D. Yes.
Just
Catman, would you
show
like
him.
me to pat your foot?
If that would make you happy, sure.
I look at him like a little confused. Yes. And then I kind of lean over and I pat his foot and look up at him, kind of like.
Awkward silence, and then I just go towards the road.
All right.
Are we starting to walk down the road now?
Yes. So you
So
guys make your way
I'm gonna
back to the road.
interact with conversation.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
I'm just gonna ask. Vision Traveler, Catman, what is your quest? Why have you come to me in my visions? If you do not mind me asking.
Well, I believe we all have different agendas at this point. For me personally, it's to go back to the monastery and figure out what happened and find whoever burned it and bring them to some sort of justice. But
If you
that's
need
more
any help,
personal.
I like bringing people to justice. So count me in.
I'd
If
like that.
if you want that, I'm available.
Thank you.
If you find out that they're fire giants, I'm gonna murder them all.
And I'm pretty sure they're small people.
Dang it!
But they did
Believe
play
I
with fire.
believe I must help you on your path, but why have you asked for me through my visions?
I don't know.
Well, did you ask him?
No.
Hmm.
Well, I might have and forgot it.
I have a feeling there is something greater than us that is trying to draw us together.
Always something.
Perhaps it's in the herbs.
And in the herbs is not always clear. It's always revealing.
Nom Nomo, who else have you seen in your visions? Has it just been Ash, the Catman? His name is Ash, by the way. You can call him Ash.
That is right. I am
Unless you like
so
the
sorry,
Catman.
Catman. I mean, Ash. Uh.
I'm just saying
I
we're
s-
all friends here. You can use our names and
You do not want me to call you Vision Traveler? Vision Traveler Koros?
well, it could save us some time if things get tricky. You can call me Koros.
All right. Koros. I look like kind of amused and like really happy that I got to call you Koros, like a little kid. Like,
You notice, like, as soon as you start to get happy about it, Cyrac kind of lifts his hand like halfway, and he's like, "My name is Cyrac. You
Shut
can
up.
call me
I,
Cyrac."
I, not like totally, but I kind of like jump like I forgot he was there. Yes, Cyrac.
As soon as Uwe tells him to shut up, he kind of just like,
Was Cyrac one of the people in your vision?
Did not see Cyrac, man. Saw Catman. I mean, Ash. I saw you,
Thank you.
Koros. Saw Uwe. I mean, Dole.
Then perhaps whatever you need to help us with it starts when we aren't with Cyrac or Bellis.
I have an idea. You two stay here and we keep going.
I'm sorry.
I
but-
do not
we
know.
should have.
All I
We should have left
saw
him with those other
was
guys.
was Ash separated, and man, you were pursuing him and needed help to find him. And there was fire and ice, but there was also mud and wind and storms, and balance was lost.
Yes, we were definitely pursuing him. Totally pursuing him. Definitely didn't forget about him.
I believe it.
Were in your vision, did you see fire and ice working together?
Clear to me.
You
Do not
"You're
know if
cutting
I
out a little,
understand.
Josh."
I'm cutting out. Okay.
Yeah.
Here, 1 second.
think
I
it's
tried to.
the gate.
Okay. I tried to do a like noise canceling thing because I was seeing everything. Is that better?
That's much better.
Okay. Yeah. I did not see fire and ice working together, but I did not see them not working together. The visions aren't always clear, man. The herbs aren't always clear, but they always reveal. Did I say that already?
Yes.
Yes. So there's
Yes.
some sort
Fire,
of
ice again, and then mud and
Storms.
storm. So
mud
there's
and
some sort
storm
of
and
elemental chaos.
mud and
And
storm and what?
And wind.
Snow.
And wind. Do I, with my history and arcana, kind of little bit, do I recognize the significance of those as being what I think they are?
In terms of arcane stuff,
Well, I
Is that
just,
what you said?
I think I'm putting two and two together, and I'm just not. I think there are other kinds of giants.
Roll a history check.
Okay. What is my history? Oh, geez, I have a +5 in that. 21.
That makes sense. Yeah, you definitely remember there being other types of giants that resemble what he's talking about.
Okay. Cool. So I think your vision is seeing a raging imbalance between, you saw fire and ice, you said, but then mud and wind and thunder or storm.
Yeah, man.
Those from what I remember in my studies is those are the other types of giants across the known world.
It's deep, man.
Do you know where are they separated? Are they near here where they live?
They have several different kingdoms, one would call them. I don't know what. Do I know where any of them are at, Tim?
So what you know, there are several different types of giants, and based on your study, you would actually be aware of pretty much all of them. So there are giants that are based in fire, frost. There are hill giants, stone giants, cloud giants, and storm giants. If there are specific places that they live, you're not super aware of it. But as far as you know, they're kind of scattered like a human civilization would be, where they have different cities and different places that they live and stuff like that. As far as you can remember.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
So are you searching for the giants?
We think some of the giants are searching for this one over here. I point to Cyrac.
I kind of jump again, like I forgot he was there again.
And when you jump, he jumps like just back at you.
It's not like much. It's just kind of like a, yeah. And then I just like nod, like, yeah. For some reason, I just can't remember that he's there. Like it's always a surprise to me that he's there.
Yes, they're searching for his father, not necessarily him.
I had a father too, man.
Had,
man. Namnamo has not always lived the perfect life which you have seen.
Is that what drew you to the herb?
No, man. It was Ben Namo, man.
Ben Namo.
Ben Namo. Ben
How's
Namo.
Ben Namo?
Ben Namo was my teacher.
Did he ever go by any other names?
No, he wasn't like me, man.
What? Wait, you have other names?
Yeah, man.
What are they?
Well, I used to be Merrick. Merrick Highleaf. Highhill. Sorry, I messed that up.
Merrick Highhill.
Too much herb.
Yeah.
I see.
Highleaf.
Where did you come from?
The High Forest, man.
That is.
Yeah, I need to stop. Sorry, I don't want to break this, but it is pure coincidence that all the names and places are high. I'm just now noticing the connection. Sorry. Okay. The High Forest, man.
Yes, I can tell that's where you came from.
Is the High Forest near here? Did you have to travel far?
What is distance, man? Yeah, I had to travel far.
Okay.
No, not. It's the furthest I've traveled. I've never left the High Forest, not since I was young.
I see.
Yeah, I understand. I believe this is as far as I've traveled. Well, physically speaking.
What?
He travels mentally.
Oh, he gets high.
I'm sure he calls it something else.
Do you too seek in the herbs?
No, there's incense and whatnot that we burn at the monastery, but I don't believe it had any real effect on us.
All right, man. Yeah. So are we going to find the giants then, or we are leaving?
I feel like the giants are a sign of something bigger that's happening, but I think that the giants will help point us in the direction of whatever it is.
Yeah.
But
Giants,
in the meantime, you have a quest to uphold and bring someone to righteousness in Neverwinter, do you not? It's that outlaw that's 50,000 gold pieces as a reward.
Right. He is hopefully something that we can get done on the way.
Yeah.
As are apparently several things, but I think ultimately there is something a little bit larger happening here. I don't know that giants are always smart enough to come up with these kinds of plans. I'm wondering if there's somebody pulling the strings, so to speak.
Speaking from experience, there's always someone pulling the strings.
Right. And that's my ultimate goal, is to find out who's pulling
when you
the strings.
cut off the head of one snake, 3 more take its place. That's just natural politics. It's just like what I grew up in.
Well, right now there is a large snake, and we need to find its head.
And then there will be 3 large snake heads.
Yes, but we'll be long gone before that happens. Well, most of you will be. I'll still be here.
Well, I will follow you, vision travelers. We will find what it is it's looking for. I will help you to pursue balance.
Balance is what? Yes. Very good.
I believe in a way that's what we're all looking for.
All right, and then I just I go back to walking, like kind of deep in thought.
All right. So, as you guys continue traveling down the road, periodically as you go, you're keeping an eye out around you in every direction, and you're also keeping an eye out in the sky. And with every instance of any kind of movement you see, you subtly hope that it's Dashara approaching with her griffins, only to realize every time that it's just some kind of bird passing over. After another few hours of travel and nearing sunset, history repeats itself, and you crest a small hill to spot what appears to have been another caravan. Again, completely destroyed and strewn across the roads in the nearby fields. Several yokes for oxen or some other type of animal are destroyed, and the animals again are nowhere in sight. Pieces of destroyed weapons and armor litter the wreckage, many of which are stained with blood. And as you look around, you notice there are several craters around the scene, some of which are still holding giant boulders that appear to have been the cause of the wreckage. Is there anything you'd like to do here?
Do I
Wow.
looking around, do I see any sort of tracks or footprints or anything like that catches my eye? It's just
Make a survival check.
Ooh, survival.
Wood tracks?
I like that. Okay,
Check a stoner's eye.
Right, that's not great.
What are you looking for over there?
There is always a greater story if one will look.
I agree. What are you looking for?
I do not know yet.
Might I help you?
Maybe who has been here before? Yes,
Might I
of
help
course.
you? Look, remember last time I said I would help you.
He's trying so hard.
I know. Sorry.
Take advantage on the roll.
Yeah. All right.
Do you want advantage, or do you want me to look myself?
I'll do
He already
advantage.
started. He
So,
already initiated
okay.
the check. So.
Okay, so I know what my first one was already. So that's only one better. So that's a 12.
Okay. So
I'm gonna.
as
Yeah. Go ahead.
as you are looking around, you are actually able to spot some footprints just kind of in some of the softer mud and dirt, kind of going every which direction. As you get closer to the wreckage, they're kind of just all over the place, indicating that they've kind of walked everywhere. And then as you get further away, they thin out and kind of spread out into just footsteps, either going towards or away from the wreckage. But they are massive footprints. They're very
Like massive, how big?
like humanoid barefoot type of shape to them, but they're massive. They're like giant size footprints, essentially.
Yeah.
Probably belonging to something at least 15 feet tall.
I guess you wouldn't have had to roll that high to see those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a low DC.
Is it? I believe we might have found your giants, vision travelers.
Definitely some giants.
And I kind of stand over one of the footprints, and I'm standing over it, looking at it, and then I like put one of my feet in, and like compare the size. Like in the indent.
I'm gonna go search through the wreckage, see if there's anything.
Okay. Make an investigation.
I'm gonna
21.
21. So looking through the wreckage, there doesn't appear to be anything really usable. There's a lot of different like weapons and armor and stuff like that, some clothing, things of that nature. All of that's left, like none of it is a like full set or really even a full piece. Everything that you see as far as armor appears to have been ripped off of a set, as if it was being worn and ripped off of something or damaged in some way to the point that it fell off. All the weapons that you see are either broken or just like old, not maintained weapons, and many of them are bloodstained. And aside from that, it's really just general supplies, just general like cooking supplies, camping supplies, things like that. Nothing that's really in any good shape.
Okay.
Is there a way to tell how long ago this encounter was? Like, is it forever ago? Like, there's shrubs growing on everything, or
Make a survival check.
21.
It appears not exactly fresh, like it just happened, but it hasn't been around long enough for like shrubs and things to start showing up. So based on your experience, it's probably happened within the last couple days that it was probably within the last couple days that this happened.
Okay.
Gross,
They were here recently.
Gross, did you find any sigils or banners or anything that looks like it belongs to a clan or a people?
Not that I was told by my brain.
Whoa.
There wasn't anything in particular that would indicate like a city or anything like that.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm gonna run out into the non-existent woods and use the little boys' room.
Oh, just look away from us and you'll be fine. All right, well, I shall move on.
All right.
It seems that there's something happening here.
All right. So you guys carry on. Few, maybe about an hour or so longer, and the sun has set. It becomes dark. Would you like to, excuse me,
Copy
pull off the
paste.
side of the road again?
Do we see any city lights, or like not lights, but like
As
city
of
fire
right
torch lights?
now, no, you do not.
Crap.
How
Can
many days
I?
has it been?
This is the end of the third day.
Should we eat food? Just thinking about my rations.
Well,
I assume we've
I,
been.
I assume you've been eating food, have you not?
Well, I haven't been decreasing the
It would
quantity of
be
my rations.
just pull one for each day. Since you guys were in a tavern in Luskin, you don't have to do it for those days. But yeah,
Yes.
pull 3 for up to today for this travel.
Does somebody mind if I borrow some of their rations?
The
You
rations
don't
don't
need
usually come with
food.
milk. Speaking of milk,
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll have given him one of mine, and I'm sure somebody else will have.
okay,
Yeah.
Ink.
Yes. I'll decrease an extra one too.
perfect. All right. So you guys will go ahead and set up camp for the third time. What do you want to do for setup for watches?
I mean, I'll take the first 2, and
we'll probably take the second 2 then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Staying up with the first one.
I'm
Koros,
gonna
just
get
go
up
ahead
with the
and-
fourth one again. Get up early.
Okay. Koros, just go ahead and roll 1 for the first 2.
uh, 10.
Okay. So on this particular night,
Did you
It
say 1
is-
for the first 2, or 1 for like
I
10 for
mean-
both?
yeah. Just to narrate it, nothing happens, but just to narrate it, on this particular night, it is kind of overcast throughout the night, and so there isn't actually much starlight or moonlight throughout the night, so it's actually incredibly dark. So you don't feel like you have a very good sense of distance and being able to see very far, but nonetheless the first 2 watches come and go without incident. Whoever's staying up for that third and fourth, you guys are getting up at fourth. I'll roll for Uwe since he's not here, just for the third. And yeah, he rolled just fine. So nothing much happens on the third watch, and then if you guys could roll for the fourth watch that you guys are getting up for.
Perception, right? So that's 17.
All
As
right.
well.
So that watch will also come and go without incident, and you guys wake up the following day, just the same routine. You wake up close to sunrise in the morning and get ready to carry on.
Hey, Ash, here's another thing. And I throw a ration at him. Eat your breakfast. Sorry, there's no milk in it.
It's like,
He
I'm
throws
more
it, and
dexterous
then
than that.
He throws it and it diverts itself over to Koros' shield.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
I
funny.
just look like kind of amused, like
can you turn that thing off?
I kind of like it.
oh man. We have to remember that for battle.
Oh yeah.
And it's only 5 feet or 10 feet.
10
5
feet. All right. So you guys get up in the morning. You make your way back over to the road, which takes you about 25 or so minutes, and begin your travel again south on the high road, which is appropriate for Nom Namo, I just realized. So throughout the day, you keep a close eye out for movement both in the sky and the ground once again, but hour after hour of dull travel passes without excitement until towards the end of the day, as it's nearing sunset once again, you actually come up upon a small, basically fork in the road with a signpost. Pointing to the right, there's a sign that says "To Port Last," and pointing straight ahead and kind of down the same road that you guys have been on, there is a signpost that says Neverwinter.
Shall we
Does it say
make our
distance or just?
No distance,
Okay.
just directions.
I say we move into the port last and maybe sleep on a bed tonight.
Finally, we should have stole that ship.
Oh, I should have said have an ale.
I know, but I
Edwin?
am ready for a bed and an ale, but not necessarily in that order.
Yes.
I would love all the ale right now.
Maybe sandwich.
Maybe an ale sandwich.
Doll chimes up and says, I second that.
Yeah, that sounds like Doll. There you are.
He doesn't use a voice, so I don't know what voice to use for him. So
I
I'll just
tried
use
to get him to
mine.
do a Boston accent so hard because
He's
he's from
considering it.
Massachusetts.
All right. So you guys turn down the road towards Port Last. And
What do I know about Port Last? Sorry,
make a history check just so I see.
just so I could fill them in on extra details if it's applicable.
Yeah.
22.
So, it is a really small, very, very, very small port town on the coast. It's basically entirely a harbor. It has a very small population that they're kind of known for their resilience in the fact that they've gone through a lot of different like attacks, and there's history written about times that they've been plundered by pirates and had their harbor set ablaze and overrun by sea creatures, and there's even historical documentation of them being raided by dark elves and things like this long ago in the past. So they've had a pretty violent history, and it's more or less a place where ships traveling really long distances can stop and get relatively inexpensive and easy rest and food and stuff like that. And travelers along the high road, often stop there. It's kind of just like an in-between point, if you will. So as you guys make your way down that second path towards Port Last, it takes you probably only about an hour or so to reach the town, and by this time it's getting pretty dark. And the fact that it's getting dark actually enables you to see the town from a pretty good distance away. And what you notice is when you're about you're probably within a mile or so, but as far as your eye can see, there is a large orangish red glow coming from the horizon where the road is leading to, presumably where the town is.
That doesn't look normal.
Like fire? Like is there like smoke?
It's pretty dark, so it's hard to see if there's smoke, but there's just a huge glow coming from the horizon.
There's either a party or something worse.
Wait, are you saying parties are bad, man?
No, but battles are worse than parties.
It's true.
So as you begin to make your way closer, there is actually up close to the town itself, there's actually a chunk of trees, not quite a forest or anything like that, but you see quite a few trees kind of around the outside of the town. And as you get closer, you definitely begin to realize that it is a pretty massive fire. Once you get close enough to be able to distinguish individual buildings, you're able to kind of see as they come into view, like 4, 5, 6 buildings come into view, and all of them are completely engulfed in flames. And as you bring yourself closer, the kind of layout of the town is it's kind of a semicircle of land with the kind of port coming into it, if that makes sense, with little buildings around the coastline. And then there are a couple of small islands connected by bridges in that little port area. And essentially what you can see moving up on it is every single building that you can see that's still standing is engulfed in flames, and the ones that are not on fire are in heaps of rubble and just have smoke billowing from the inside.
Do we notice right away if it's been like a giant attack or if it's like an invasion from like a northern city or
Make a
a
persuasion
bandit?
check or persuasion, a perception check.
Persuasion? Am I
Persuasion.
persuading you?
You have
I'm
to persuade the
persuading-
fire.
What would you like it to be?
Well, my persuasion has a +8, so I would like it to be that. But 19.
19. It definitely appears to be the type of damage that you can see on the buildings doesn't look. It looks too big of like chunks that are taken out of buildings and stuff to have been anything smaller than a giant-sized creature.
All right.
Is there any screaming or any like? Do I hear any people? See anyone running? Is it?
You to this point have not seen or heard a single person.
It's eerily quiet.
Well, beside the burning.
Aside from fire.
Yeah.
Let's move around maybe the south side of the city.
Okay.
See if we can get to the harbor and see if there's any boats.
Okay.
Yep, that's a good
Follow
idea.
up.
Essentially,
ale.
the structure of
Or
the,
ale.
The bridges to get out to the little islands where the ports are actually located. On that like semicircle, there is a bridge on either end. So you basically have to go down to the shoreline, and then there's a bridge that crosses to the little islands in there. As you make your way around the south side, the entire south side is more of the same. Either buildings are just on fire or they are just torn apart. Making your way kind of in between the buildings, periodically you see just the eerie sight of remains of bodies. Most of the time, not whole bodies. You'll see chunks of limbs or torsos or just chunks of gore and blood and things like that just strewn about, none of which appear to actually be complete.
This is a
Just
very
look.
hateful, gruesome scenario.
This is not balance, man.
This is not balance. Is like, are we in the city right now?
Yeah, you've kind of made your way in between some of the buildings on the south side. So, under the assumption that you were making your way to the bridge that
Right.
crosses to the island where the port is.
So do I see burning corpses and chunks of burning like wood and corpses and stuff? Like-
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything is either burnt or burning.
Okay, so that is gonna probably send. It's gonna send my character into like a spiral, and you just see Edwin just kind of collapse and like just like overwhelmed with like emotion.
Edwin, what is the matter?
The fire, the fire. I killed them all. Turn it on. Get me out of here. That's all.
All right, let's keep walking.
Come with me, Edwin. And I kind of put my hand
just
on
like-
his, on him, and I can't really help him, but I'm kind of motioning him up.
Okay.
Yeah.
What direction are you guys walking? Into the port or away from it?
We're into the port.
Yeah, into the port. We're
still
kinda-
walking that way.
Yeah, we still want to see if there's ships, right? So have we seen that yet?
So, looking out towards the port, a lot of the bridges that connect these smaller islands in between, there are actually 3 islands in there, and a lot of those bridges are destroyed. There's one on the south side that is actually still intact. So you could go across that one if you like, and kind of glancing across to the harbor. All of the ships, as far as you can tell, appear to still be docked. They appear to all still be tied into the harbor and stuff like that, but they're all either on fire or have been burnt.
Ooh.
Edwin, do any of those look manageable? Those boats, ships.
And
Look,
I'm
ships.
just like, I'm
Look,
just
ships,
shaking, I'm
Edwin.
just like shaking, like, what?
There are ships.
I guess I burned them all. Like, what?
You burn these ships?
He's just like,
Well,
yeah. What's
apparently the one guy that knows about boats can't help us right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Adon, you know about boats. Do any of
No,
these
I mean,
boats
like-
look?
Are we still around fire and corpses, or did
There's
they
fire and corpses pretty much everywhere.
Okay.
The
As soon
boats
as you
look.
enter into
What are you
the
looking
city
for?
itself.
What do you want to know,
Anything-
Koros?
Anything that looks salvageable.
Kind of check would that be, Tim? Can I tell?
Just make a persuasion check. Or frick, I keep saying persuasion. Make a perception check.
We're persuading the
where you are.
DM today.
Wow.
Made your brain to be able to figure it out.
A measly 9.
Okay, so it's a little bit difficult to tell just because of the kind of just shakiness of the air around you and stuff, and having to look through the heat of the fire and stuff like that. But as far as you can see, all of the ships that are in there, you probably wouldn't trust to be seaworthy at this point because they're all heavily damaged or on fire.
I wouldn't sail on any of these personally, but worth a shot, maybe.
No, that's good enough for me. Let's get out of here. I don't know that there's much that we can do here, and
Are we in that tower town?
yeah, we're in the town. It's on fire.
Oh, sick.
Everything's on fire. Can we get just outside of it?
Yep. You guys, easy enough, are able to kind of just back outside of the town.
Before we leave, I'll probably stop by one of the intact buildings that's still burning and just kind of look for a little while. Let everybody get ahead.
Hey, Ash.
I shake myself out of it and then I'll follow.
Ash, would you like to look through the city?
I don't think there's anything here. Not anymore.
All right, we can go then.
Okay.
I suppose we should just make our way. Can we move a little bit south and then make a camp?
Yep. Easy enough.
Since it's nighttime.
All right.
Edwin, are you okay, man?
I'm just like completely like just exhausted, leaning on my staff and like the what little weight that Nom Namo can carry.
Yeah. And just look to him. It's like
my head hurts. Does anyone have any ale? And he's just trembling. He's just trembling, like fighting to contain.
What is burdening your soul, man?
And I can't respond. I'm just too concentrated in like trying to calm down. So
I stare at him, but I don't press, and then
Maybe you can make him a tea.
okay.
an herb tea,
An herbal tea.
a high tea.
High tea ho.
Is there a fire going? Did anyone start a fire? Is there any driftwood around if we haven't started one?
I mean, there's
You
fire
could
pretty
find
close
some-
by.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, you could find some in the that little chunk of trees near the.
Yeah. So I get some of that wood, and I use my tinder box and just light a little fire, and I use my control flames to kind of liven it and get it going. And then I take the little skillet thing that I had from my back and I put some water in it and I kind of make a tea in that shallow pan. And then
I'm just sitting. I assume we can still see the port from where we were at.
Depends on how far away you guys wanted to get.
I was thinking we would go standard 20 minutes away, and
yeah, by that point, it would have.
I was thinking like 5 feet.
It was nice and warm in the town.
Yeah.
We just want to see what would happen.
I give Edwin some of the tea.
I'll just take it and like, what kind of tea is it?
It's just herbal stuff. It's not gonna really mess you up.
Okay.
It's gonna taste a little weird, but it's
gonna calm me down.
It's gonna be like a soothing. Just
I won't have a vision travel.
You won't have a vision travel from it now.
And then, okay, so how long does it take to kick in? When it kicks in, you'll see like the trembling kind of cease, and then you'll see like what was like almost lightning that wanted to come out, and then it kind of just goes back, just kind of just recedes back into it. It's just me again.
Edwin, what is burdening you? What are you carrying, man?
That fire. I remember the screams throughout the harbor and the smell of the charred bodies and the cracking of ships' masts. And I couldn't see, but my vision was white, but I couldn't find my father. And I just got back from a storm, and I think I got struck by the storm, but I woke up in the harbor, and I couldn't find anyone. I woke in the ship, and when I stood, there was pain in my side, and I collapsed, and I just remember everything burning. And I never saw my father.
Who did you kill, man?
I don't know if it was me. I don't want it to be me. Please don't let it be me. They say it's me.
I don't know.
I was the herald of the storm. It had to have been me. I exploded somehow, and I took half of the harbor and Waterdeep with me.
That is a burden.
My father was the Lord of House Helmfast. We were known for our shipbuilding, and we were testing. I'm trying to remember. We were testing the ship before it was going to the client, and we came upon a storm, and I tried to climb the masts to repair the tattered sails, but I got hit with this sudden surge and flash of light and deafening noise, and I fell all the way to the deck. I should have been dead, but I awoke in the harbor, and the storm was with me. And I think I took ships out when I woke up, and I just remember the cries.
It sounds as though you didn't bring the storm, but the storm came to you.
I was its herald. It was in control. Or my uncle Tundis Helmfast. He was immediately. He's power hungry and he's cunning, and he immediately blamed me from the deaths of all those people and accused me of high treason of the Lord's Alliance. I was jailed and they tried to murder me several times in jail, so I left and I escaped and I ran into Jeff. And I just, the closer I get to this place, I feel a storm coming. And then I just kind of just start nodding off after exhaustion.
You should rest now, man. Let the tea take its effect.
It's clearly working. Knocked me out. I will not be rolling for the watches this time.
So
I'll take
as
a watch.
soon as
Alright, who's gonna take a
as soon as Nam Namo started making tea, I was maybe 15 feet away from the group, just sitting on the ground, hood off, staring at the direction of the port. And I'll be up for first watch as well.
Okay. Anybody taking first watch with Ash? Uwe. All right. Ash and Uwe, make those persuasion checks. Oh my god.
Oh,
Just make whatever check
Oh
you want
yeah,
to make.
natural one.
Man, who's up with them?
Oh no.
Nobody's with.
I'll be right back.
11.
Okay. So,
Burning alive in the fire.
the first 2 hours of the watch are composed of Uwe, just kind of nodding off a little bit here and there because he's apparently just that tired, and Ash, kind of just getting lost in his thoughts, staring back towards the towards where the port was, and just getting lost in his thoughts about the monastery and the things that he had seen. Thankfully, nothing goes horribly wrong within those first 2 hours, and that watch comes and goes without issue. Who's taking second watch?
We'll stay up.
Anyone taking it with him?
I'll take it with him.
Okay. Go ahead and both roll perception
13.
checks.
18.
15 and 18. Okay. Second watch will also come and go without incident. Who's taking third watch? Oh,
I will be up for third and fourth.
Koros.
Yeah.
I'll wait for Nam Namo to sit back down.
Susie.
All right, what I missed?
Nailed it.
Gonna take third watch with Koros.
Ooh.
All right, just Koros. Go ahead and make a
20.
perception.
Oh, perception. You didn't
Natural
say
or
persuade.
Natural. So 25.
Hey.
Perfect. All right. So on the third watch, Koros is sitting kind of looking around, just pondering the things that had been seen recently. And you actually, towards the end of this watch, when you're about to try to wake someone up to take the fourth watch with you, you actually notice some movement on the horizon. It is in the kind of northeast-ish direction. So to some degree away from the water and back in the direction that you guys had come previously. It appears to be, as far as you can tell from this distance, 4 humanoid figures.
I will wake up Ash. Hey Ash, look over there. You have dark vision, right?
I do. I will look over there.
Okay, make a perception check. I have to think so hard
Okay.
about it right now.
Is there anything I noticed about them when I rolled my natural 20?
Let's make your perception check, and then we'll talk through that.
22.
22. So, what you actually both kind of cumulatively notice is they appear to be armored in some way or another. They definitely appear to be armed, and they are not moving with any form of light whatsoever. They're just moving in the pretty close to darkness, just out in the middle of the field. And they're moving somewhat in your direction.
How far away are they?
They're basically like on the horizon, so they're several hundred feet away at this point.
Oh.
Doesn't look like they've noticed us yet.
Not yet, so we should probably wake everyone up.
Well, that might. Some of them might be loud. Perhaps we wait until they get closer.
Right, so that everyone's laying on the ground when they attack us.
Well, not that close.
Sounds like a really good idea.
All right, I suppose we wait until they're 60 feet away.
Yeah.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll one more perception.
Oh my
check.
gosh.
Oh no,
I
dude!
almost said perception, and I was like,
Oh,
nope, that's
no.
wrong. Persuasion. Nope, that's more wrong.
It's a perception.
Oh my gosh! Just roll a check. You know which one to use.
You are not prepared.
4.
Ooh.
That's ridiculous.
I got a 24.
24.
It's 17, so.
17. Okay. Excuse me. So as they begin to come closer by this point, you are able to identify them as having the same figure as the dark elves that you had encountered in Luskin.
Wake everyone up.
Not in their disguised form. However, there is one that you notice that is dressed very much differently than the others. This one, instead of wearing the more like hardened leather armor that the typical ones are wearing with the scimitars and stuff like that, this one is actually wearing some pieces of that, but more or less a robe surrounding it, and he is carrying a staff in his right hand.
And they are they like walking directly towards us?
More or
Or-
less, yeah.
And they
They-
still haven't
they-
noticed us, as far as I can tell.
Well, at this
Um,
point, they're going to be able to see us.
Yes. At this point, as they start to get closer, you notice that they have seemed to take acknowledgement of the fact that you're there.
Okay, wake everybody up. Shake everybody.
Everyone get up. There's some dark elves heading this way.
Ow, my head.
I actually pop up surprisingly alert and quiet and like ready.
And I pop up surprisingly normal for me, which is quiet.
Literally, the second that you get to Bellis and you wake him up, as soon as he hears the words dark elves, he jumps up to his feet and just begins to sprint in the opposite direction.
I'm gonna let him do that.
Stop.
As
Wait.
quickly as he can with his little gnome feet.
All right, I'm going to run up and grab him.
Okay. Roll an athletics check.
What just got fuzzy? Something got fuzzy.
That's weird. It's gone.
What is my athletics +4? 13.
Okay. Easy enough. You catch up to him and you're able to grab him. And he immediately begins to fight with your grasp to try to pull away, which he's not able to do. He's relatively weak, and he's not able to get out of your grasp, but starts to begin to fight back and get a little bit louder and a little bit louder.
If you run, hey,
Let me go.
Quiet. If you run, you're dead.
We have to go. If you stay near them, you will be dead.
Why?
You do not know the things that they do to people like us. Death would be an easy resolution compared to what they will do.
Don't run. Where would you go?
Anywhere but here.
Which is where?
That way. And he begins to just like try to pull away from you, which obviously he can't.
Ellis, I told you I would keep you safe.
At this point, the elves are closing in to where the rest of the party is.
I don't know.
Everybody's
50
awake, right?
feet, 40
Holding
feet.
him. Yeah.
Okay.
Draw my
I'm,
baggies.
Yeah, I am going to.
Ash, can you make this one sleep? You did it before.
I'd rather put my efforts elsewhere in case things happen.
Right. Do you want to hit him really hard?
Yes, but I don't think I will.
Somebody
Yes.
say hit someone really hard.
All right. If I let him go, he's gonna run.
I can punch him in the head.
suggest you do the same.
Ellis, stay with us. You have a better chance with us than on your own.
At this point, they close into about 30 feet away.
All right.
I'm gonna turn and then I'm going to
Do you want me to punch him in the head?
point my finger at them, at the one with the staff,
Are they?
Mhm.
and
are their
cast True
weapons drawn?
Sight.
True sight. Okay.
It's a cantrip. Just because I was ready to do it, now I'm also holding him.
True strike.
True Strike. Sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
True
It's like
Strike.
you can cast True Sight.
Are they?
True
Do I
strike.
notice that their weapons are drawn? I don't know if you heard me earlier.
I'm sorry. What was that?
I said, did I notice if their weapons were drawn?
At this stage, they've actually not drawn weapons.
Okay.
It's still dark,
Uh,
correct?
Correct. Yes.
They haven't drawn weapons yet.
I mean, you
So-
can't see them, but they
Okay,
can see
True
us
Strike.
very
True Strike.
well.
Here we go.
True
Are we
strike.
striking
So
them?
I'm just reading through the thing real quick. Gives you insight into the target's defenses.
Oh,
Next turn. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Let me pull up his stats here real quick. Let me double check real quick what I specifically
Are allowed to tell me.
would do for this, yeah. Gosh, that is useless. Let's try over here. Okay. I can't actually find anything that tells me exactly what I'm supposed to give you. So I will just give you essentially his current kind of like armor and defenses and stuff like that. So as of right now, he has an armor class of 12 with no resistances or immunities of any kind. And you know what? Just to make it useful, I will give you his hit points as well. He has 45 hit points.
they're not
Thank you.
drawing their weapons.
That'll work.
It says defenses.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I wonder if it is that much information,
I
but
mean, it seems. I mean, aside from the helpfulness of like the advantage of the attack and stuff like that, it seems to be useful in the fact that you'd be able to tell if they have resistance to fire or resistance to slashing or anything like that to know how you can actually damage them. So that's what he has. At this point, they begin to close into around 20 feet or so away from party. Let me go ahead and drop some guys into the roll 20 for you. So we've got Ash and
switching to
Koros back here. We'll kind of just put everybody else around over here. And then we've got, I'm just going to have to grab some random people for this.
Oh, that makes more sense.
oh, my guy's even holding the right sword.
Yeah. All right, let's just grab.
Yeah, let's try this over the bad boys.
Have we confirmed that they're actually like intentionally gonna attack?
Nope, not yet. We're just awake and ready.
How do I feel after that tea? After sleeping,
I think it was just an herbal tea, right? There
You
wouldn't be
feel
any
fine. You
effects.
feel
I feel
totally
great.
normal right now.
Okay,
yeah.
I don't feel funny. I don't feel. Do I feel great or do I feel
It
like,
shouldn't make you feel funny. It's like
great?
close.
You feel more or less just normal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more like it's closer to like a chamomile. It's just it's like a herbal relaxing tea. It's not a mess you up tea.
This never gives me
It's not a disadvantage on rolls tea.
that. And then we'll just use, let me just grab a random guy here. Not an accurate representation, but that's okay. So, their formation
Are there woods around us?
is more like that. Where you guys are, no.
Are they walking directly
fields.
down south?
They're walking towards you now at this point. As they close in to approximately this distance, this is where the three in the front draw their dark gray scimitars.
Okay.
Edwin, prepare that special light you have.
Yes, sir. I have a thing. I'll use it when it's appropriate.
Okay. So they close into approximately.
I'm gonna reach into my pocket and I'm gonna grab onto the pearl that's in my pocket, and I'm gonna like just silently, but I'm not gonna pull it out of my pocket. I'm just gonna attach that light cantrip to it, but it's still in my pocket.
Okay. All right. So as they close into about this distance, you can hear the one in the back holding the staff and wearing the robes shout, "Surrender now or prepare to die." Just in common.
Who are we surrendering to?
And there's no response.
I pull out my sword and then set it on fire. Just so I don't have to do it later.
Just because it's cool.
Okay.
And then I'll mimic his voice as best as possible and say the same exact thing to him.
And
do it. I want to hear it.
Say it.
Actually.
Yeah, say it.
Surrender now or prepare to die.
I look at like Uwe, really confused, and then I look at them and go, "Surrender now or prepare to die."
And so at this point, the one in the back basically he makes one motion with his hand forward, which the other three don't even appear to look back to acknowledge. But immediately upon that motion being done, the three in the front begin to fan out and accelerate in their kind of descent towards you. At this point, everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Initiative. Butthole.
Oh wow, that's a straight up 5.
As long as it's not like a diagonal down 5, you know.
I missed my chance.
All right, Ash.
7.
I got a 20.
Adon.
13.
Edwind.
12.
And Uwe.
24.
You might actually get to see Ash do something this time.
Can we?
I get to hit someone.
Can we take like a 2-minute break?
Okay.
Let's take a quick
That would be
break,
nice.
And then we'll meet back up for the combat.
Cheers.
Welcome back. All right. So, your party is currently
Milk.
being attacked by a group of dark elves. And since we just rolled initiative, Uwe, you are going to be first up.
I am going to stay where I am, but draw my bow, and I'm going to shoot at the guy closest to me.
Okay.
Him.
All right. Go ahead and
So
do that.
Oh, shoot. Cool. That is a 21.
That'll hit.
That is a 20.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's a large arrow.
It is a very large arrow. Good thing. Sorry.
7.
We grab all these things individually.
Here's an arrow. Boom. It's still a pretty large arrow. And it goes bam. All right.
Scared.
7 damage. Perfect. Anything else for Uwe?
Yeah, I'm going to draw my dagger and hold a defensive stance against any attacks.
Okay. All right. That brings us up to the Dark Elves. So first up, let's go ahead and just take care of this guy. He's going to continue moving up and fanning, and he's going to basically just make a direct attack first against Uwe. Pull his sheet up here. His first attack is going to miss, and his second attack with his scimitar is also going to miss. So he pulls up and takes a couple swings at Uwe, but he is just straight up ready for it and bobs and weaves and dodges both of those. Second up, we're going to have the guy in the middle here.
Does Uwe get something because he's ready? He readied up?
He gave the attacker disadvantage on his attack.
Oh, okay. I see.
This guy is going to move up right down the middle, and he is going to take a shot at Edwind.
Yas.
That is going to miss. And then his second one, he's going to turn and he's basically going to, he takes a swing at Edwind with his right hand going this way. That is basically deflected on the way up. And then he turns and does a spin all the way around and swings one towards Adon on the other side. And that also misses. I'm rolling like crap tonight.
Wish I could kick him in the butt when he spins around.
Then the third one is going to make his way up to Dahl. He is going to use his multi-attack. First attack hits Dahl. Deals how much damage? Oh, that's right. It's got this thing.
What did what stats did we get? Did we get the stats of the Roby guy or the one of the three?
The Koros got the stats of the guy with the robes. Yeah.
Cool.
He's the only one that knows that, though.
I mean,
Oh, I know. I'm just like
I
wondering.
don't know it in numbers either. I can just say he's weak.
19 damage to Dahl.
19.
He has 20 hit points.
Put
What
him
is
back
hit
up
points?
to 19 damage.
Wait, so Koros, do you actually yell out that he's weak?
I mean, sure. Except not the shield guys.
All right. Ash.
Okay, I counted, and I believe I'm 45 feet away from the staffy dude. If that's right.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go in between Edwind and Nam Namo and make my way
You can just pass
all
right
of the
through
way
Edwin.
to him.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to get an attack of opportunity from that guy.
GP.
So if you were to go around, you wouldn't be able to make it to him.
I can do diagonal, right?
Oh, 45. Yeah. Wait, why did that? Weird. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35,
Yeah, it was
45.
45.
Yeah, weird. When I counted
Okay.
it before, it took 50 to even get to him.
Math is hard.
My speed's 50 anyways.
Yeah, I thought going around would be more. I counted wrong the first time. Never mind. All right. What you gonna do?
Okay.
Boys.
So yeah, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna punch him in the gut. Give him a good old gut punch. Uppercut to the stomach.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
You guys, so many natural 20s tonight.
Dude.
Amazing.
Because of all those pre-rolls on your dice.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
Your
right.
dad.
All right. Perfect. Go ahead and roll.
You didn't touch
damage
him
on that.
tonight. Okay. 6 on a d6, so that's 12 plus 4, 16.
All right. Nice. Yep. You run up to him and you just clock him right in the gut with a massive punch.
Okay,
Anything else
and
for
my second attack, I will grab his arm and
Indian arm burn.
sort of the opposite. I will
Rip it off.
chilling grasp him.
Just
Okay.
Hey Ash, he's got some milk on him.
just go.
So chilling grasp does
It's
inflict wounds.
it's 3d10.
Okay.
And it was a 14 to hit.
So as you reach out to make this contact with him, you watch as he basically spreads his arms as your arm is coming in, and a glowing blue aura kind of appears very tightly around his body, and just completely stops the impact of your hand on its way in, and it doesn't seem to have any effect when you get there.
Okay. Sure. I will spend another key point and do a flurry of blows.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. 2 more gut punches. $26.
Yep.
To hit. 5 points.
Okay.
And 20 to hit.
Yep.
6 points of damage.
Nice. All right.
And that is my turn.
Okay. So that'll bring us next to Doll. Doll, gosh, I lost the map. There it is. Doll is going to turn and begin to engage in combat with the Dark Elf next to him.
Is he going to use a sweet scepter that I gave him?
I got to double check what he has because I forgot what he even has.
Sweet.
Did he?
Scepter.
You got that sword, right?
You gave him the sword. Did he ever?
The blue one, right?
Scimitar, yeah.
Oh, that one. Yeah, it's
You can assume that he attuned to it, like
yeah, I'm just double checking his
on one of our travel days.
Yeah. Yeah, let me do that for him real quick because I don't think he ever did.
It might look like a butter knife to him.
was gonna say the way he attunes to it is he just licks the knife.
Yeah.
And he
It
holds it like
tastes
this.
cold.
All right, yeah. So he is going to turn and take an attack. Choose 2 weapon and Breaker, weapon attack with the same weapon, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. So he's going to take 2 attacks. His first attack is going to be with the scimitar against the dark elf. That's going to be a 10, so that's not going to hit. And the second one is going to be 23, so that one will be 6 plus 3. So he's going to get 5 damage and an additional 5. So 10 damage total to that guy. Okay, and that'll bring us to Adon.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Hidden Step, which my thought on this was become invisible and run around to the back of this guy. So I poof invisible. He can't see me. I'm gonna run around his back, and then I'm gonna cast my Spiritual Guardians. So there's just gonna be these like blue orbs flying around him, and he has no idea why.
Okay.
And that will conclude my turn.
Okay. That brings us to the robed dark elf. So give me one moment while I double check something here. Save. Okay, so here is what happens with this guy. First, you watch as the elf reaches up and holds his hand out and says a couple words, actually quite loudly that everyone in the area can hear. He's nearly shouting it, and points his hand basically out and behind where Ash is standing. And in an instant, there is this massive, thick webbing that just seems to kind of appear out of nothing from the ground and grow out into almost a cube shaped figure that is approximately 20 feet in width. And so that fills, let me just draw it. This section of the area. That being said, Ash, that actually doesn't affect you yet. In addition to that, you watch as he, sorry, I'm trying to like read it as I say this. You watch as he basically lifts his other arm and does kind of this type of motion with his hand and says a few more things. And from the point that he's standing, you watch as this kind of yellowish green fog begins to billow out from the spot where he is standing. And it just begins to spread out and out and out. And this time covers, what's the button for a circle? There we go. This much area from where he's standing. That being said, Ash, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh yeah, we all know I'm really good at these. It's not cold. I'll be all right. 10.
10 will fail that check. Thus,
That's such a nice 10. He's like 10.
1 sec.
Tim, you have no head.
Sorry, hold on. I need to see how many dice I'm supposed to roll for this.
Oh, jeez.
60-20.
No.
60, 69.
I roll 60 and then I roll 20.
Headless Tim. It's really creepy.
That's a lot of dice. You hear that, Ash?
That is going to deal. That's going to deal 20 poison damage
Whoa.
to Ash. And that will almost conclude his turn. Yep, that will actually completely conclude his turn.
Oh, jeez.
That then brings us to Edwind.
Did you get it?
What a jerk.
Hmm.
Okay.
We're in the open field.
I know. This is great.
You guys always say that you do better in open areas than in
I do, but
closed, tight areas, so.
for whatever reason, every time someone gets in my line of sight and I can't use my super weapon because it's I'm about to punch Adon in the face with it if he's standing there.
You can do me and see if I duck.
You'll
Well, you can move
you'll-
first.
Yeah. Well, is that a cloud that's like maintained, or is that just it's just an air? Is it just there now?
You wouldn't be able to tell. I mean, it looks like a big foggy gas type of thing.
Cool.
And
So-
this weird cube thing.
No, it's a
Like
circle.
basically a structure of web, and then just like a cloudy fog.
Does it look like spider web sort of web, or is it just like a
Basically,
magical
yeah.
web?
Yeah. It looks like it has the same kind of structure as spider web.
Of course, it's
Okay.
spider web.
Spider web.
Yeah.
It's whatever a
Now we're
spider
gonna
web.
die.
Okay. Sweet. Well, I can't do anything with it then. So I'm just gonna if I you know what? Screw it. It'll be fine. I'm gonna move right here. Right there.
Oops, sorry. Let me pull that back up. Where are you gonna move?
I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
Right.
Are you holding down left?
No, I'm drawing a line.
Oh.
Oh,
That thing.
Oh, that took forever to
just
show up.
click.
You
and hold.
you can just click and
Yeah.
hold, and it will give you a ping.
Well, I was clicking and holding, and apparently I was drawing a line. So
All right.
all right. Am I skilled enough to draw a lightning bolt like that?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna do that. Screw you guys.
I'm going home.
Just don't crit fail.
Please.
That's how
That
Nom
would
Namo
be,
died.
Oh man.
We'll just knock out one of your characters every like 4 sessions, Josh.
you fell on your back and shot straight up at Nom Namo.
Edwin just kills all of his friends.
All right, what you gonna do? You're gonna do
that's a hit. So you have to make a save.
which one is it? Lightning strike. Yep, that's
Probably dexterity.
The dexterity.
DC 17. Yep. So we'll roll for the guy in the middle first. DC 17 dexterity, right? That is going to be 16. So the guy in the middle fails. The guy on the right rolls a natural 18. So the one on the right succeeds. The one on the left, fails.
So that is a 8d6 plus 2 on the passive for the guy next to me. So the guy next to me will take 27, and then the guy over there will take half of 25.
Okay.
Sweet. I'm going to use my tempestuous magic, and I'm just going to kind of go right here with my little floaty as my bonus action.
My little floaty.
Okay.
And that'll end my turn.
All right. That brings us to Namo.
Okay, so here we go.
Oh yeah.
So as everyone was approaching, I kind of get braced to fight, and I see this elf come down and start attacking Uwe.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm starting to take steps, because this is all happening at the same time, right?
Yep.
I see the web being spread out over there where Ash is as I'm running there, and it gives me an idea. So I'm like running like little bitty hobbit feet, right? Like little bitty halfling feet. And I see the web, and I take my staff, and my eyes kind of get that glowing purple again, and I turn my staff sideways, and it looks like I'm falling forward, like I'm going to fall and slide on the ground. And the staff kind of morphs into me, then turns into legs, and I turn into a giant spider. And I'm going to come over here to this spot, take up 10. And then I'm going to do a bite on him. And I need a roll for my HP, right? We're doing it that way.
How does it feel to transform into a spider?
It goes against everything natural in my but it was pretty cool, right?
You're like, no, I picked ant. Ah!
Can you even look at the screen now?
Oh, dude, that's bad. So actually, like my center, I think is right here, just a little bit over. So I'm like right next to Hui.
Okay.
Cool.
You found your center.
Balance, man. It's easier to balance on 8
when
legs.
You got 8 legs.
All right, so that's not bad. Okay.
Somebody say, ooey, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
29. Cool.
To hit?
No, that's just my
Oh,
HP.
for your hit points. I was like, I thought you were hitting him. I was like, dang.
Just so you're aware, 29.
Okay.
What I rolled. And then so I'm gonna do my bite, and that attack's a saving throw. So needs to do a DC 11 Constitution.
That's still, you still roll the attack, so you have to hit, and then the DC 11
Oh,
Constitution is
okay.
for the poison damage.
Why don't I see okay, +5 to hit. Okay, that's where it's at. Okay, sorry, I have to pull up the stats for all these guys.
Piercing damage plus poison damage. Target makes a Constitution.
All right,
saving
21.
throw. Yep, that hits. Go ahead and roll 1d8 plus 3 piercing damage plus 2d8 poison.
Yep.
And then I'll make that Constitution saving throw.
Poison one. This will be my piercing one. All right.
Be sure
so
when you're
8.
rolling this to roll the piercing damage and the poison damage separately.
Yes. Okay. What? Well, I rolled 3. So I my piercing damage is gonna be 8, and then my poison damage is gonna be 9.
Okay, so he did succeed on the roll, so he's going to take half damage for the poison. So he'll take 12 total damage.
Okay.
Okay, anything else for Nom Namo?
No, because I think that would use up my turn. Bonus action was the wild. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that will bring us to Koros.
Yay! Back of the line. Okay, so first I'm gonna move up to here, and then I'm going to first, as a bonus action, I'm going to reach out my hand and say, "To hex with you," on this guy, and so he will become hexed.
I love that.
And then I'm going to send over 4 Eldritch Blasts.
All right, go ahead.
So number 1 hit is 21.
Yep.
Let me just do the damage per, and then we can. Or do you want me to do all 4 and then?
Do the damage for each one as you do it.
Okay, so first one is going to be 11. Oh, yep, that's it. 11.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, and it's Constitution is his disadvantage for the hex. Second blast, it's going to be 19.
That'll hit.
And we got 11. No, wait. No, yeah, 11.
Yep, that'll do it.
And then his head bursts into flames. So that was actually one attack.
Yep, that's why we did it one at a time.
Cool. So I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to shoot my second 2 Eldritch Blasts at this guy.
Okay, go ahead.
So the first one is going to be 16 to hit.
16 will not hit.
Okay. Next one will be 22.
22 hits.
And that's going to be, 2 damage.
Still damage.
That's still damage. You're right about that.
All right. Anything else?
How much did I do? No, I'm good. I'm going to stay right there.
All right. I'm loving the pace.
Giant spider.
Let's go to Uwe.
Glad you asked. I will move through my spider friend to this side of the man. And
through the spider.
As you're running through, I kind of like lift one leg at a time to like clear the path for you. Like,
gross, but awesome. And then I'm gonna use my daggy dag, the poison one, and I am going to try to strike the man.
Okay. Go ahead with the poison one.
I'm going on strike.
Take my glove off and I strike the man.
That's not what I wanted to do. So I'm going to try that again. Okay, cool. So that'll be a 23
That'll hit.
something.
Oh,
JK, 26. And then I'm going to dag him with the Ven.
What's the
Dag.
the save for the poison on the dagger?
That is
easy to get to yet.
See, I've been trying to make it easier, and it's not.
What was the name of that?
It is Constitution saving throw, and I don't know the DC. Let me see how to get to it.
What was that thing even called?
Excuse me.
It had a name, didn't it?
Dagger of Venom.
Dagger of Venom. Yeah, that was it. What was it? DC 15.
Cool.
Yeah, he fails that real bad.
Oh, sick. So I'm going to do my 1d4 plus 5, which is 9. And then he takes 2d10, I think, right? Yes, 2d10.
Cool.
So that will be an additional 12 on that 9.
Perfect. And then the poison does something.
Affects him for a minute. Right. And then I'm going to use my offhand, and I'm going to swing at him with my other daggy dag.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not going to swing at him with the daggy dag because I didn't have the daggy dag, but I'm going to hit him with the rapier. Rapier.
Go ahead.
Oh, natural 20. Nice.
Yep. Nice. That'll hit.
Sick. Okay. Sorry, using the dice on here is really difficult. 11 plus, do you want me to roll again for the...
You just double the dice, right? So it's 12 plus your...
Okay, so then it's 17.
Perfect. Very nice. Anything else for Uwe?
We will stand there.
Okay, cool. So that brings us back to the Dark Elves. First up, this Dark Elf over here on the left.
It's going to do nothing.
Is going to make a multi-attack. His first attack is going to be back towards Uwe.
You done goofed.
First attack is going to be...
Didn't use my sneak attack because I had advantage on him.
24. Oh, you did have advantage on him. First attack's going to be 24.
Okay, he hits me. Uncanny dodge.
That does what again?
It just takes half damage on the first blow.
Reaction.
Yeah.
So then the attack itself does roll a 1, 5. So go ahead and take 2 damage for that.
Sick.
And then there's poison damage associated with that too.
No.
Which is
No.
Dodge this.
No.
8 poison damage. Then for the second attack, he's going to swing around and just take a big swing at one of the legs of the giant spider.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a 24 to hit.
It's...
So another 1. So that's going to be 5 slashing damage.
These elves seem to be not trained well as the others.
And 10 poison damage.
Do I have resistance to that? I don't see any on here, so no. Okay.
Oh, resistance. I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah,
So the
resistance.
second one,
I was looking to see if he had any resistance, but
the second one is starting in
and 10 poison
Adon's
damage.
Dancing Lights. 10 poison damage, yeah. What's the save for the Dancing Lights, Adon?
Oh, 14 wisdom.
Wisdom 14. Rolls an 11 plus 1. So he fails. So what's the damage for that?
17.
17.
Is his back to him? Does that give him some kind of advantage?
No, his
That's
Okay.
just his thing.
17. All right. Now he will go ahead and take his turn. He's going to step up, take his first swing again at Edwin.
Yes. Do it.
First attack is a 25 to hit.
Fine.
And he rolls a 1. 5 damage for slashing. And 10 poison damage. What the heck? It's the same roll 3 times in a row. Second attack, he's going to do kind of the same like spin maneuver with his scimitar and swing at Adon.
So I'm still invisible. So it's until I deal damage, but my guardians did the damage. Does that classify as me dealing damage?
You know what?
That wouldn't sound like. To me, it doesn't sound like it.
No, it wouldn't.
So I'd still be invisible.
Yeah, you're still invisible. So you're right. So in that case,
It's fine, Mage Tank. You just
it's
screwed
just
me
gonna
harder.
go back at Edwin again.
Sorry.
That's all we can do. That's gonna be a 28 to hit.
You suck,
What are they
Kadon.
swinging?
I'm
First one
sorry.
is a 6 slashing and 13 poison.
19. Is that right,
Don't
Matt?
worry. I got some heals for you coming.
That's
And
fine.
We've got this guy over here. He's going to take a step to the side and he's going to continue fighting with Doll. Attack is a 18. What is Doll's? Let's see.
So he
18
did just
attack.
enter my guardian zone.
Oh, yes, you're right. Let's roll a check for him. He fails. What's the damage?
12.
12. Damage. And that first one hit Doll for 10 slashing. And
I'm gonna steal one of these scimitars.
Right?
Where's Doll? There he is. Oops.
I'm going to need more of that tea
Second hit.
to counteract this poison.
Where the heck did my die go? Where
I need
there it
the
is.
tea that's a cleanse.
Second hit does not hit.
Detox tea.
And
Bowels.
that, I believe, ends their turn. So that brings us around to Ash. So at the top of your turn, Ash, the first thing I need you to do is make a dexterity saving throw.
And so this stuff doesn't go away when the dude dies.
No, it does not.
Both of the spells.
Correct.
Okay.
So
Dexterity
let's
saving
make a
throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Need to figure out what the
18.
Let me figure out what the save is real quick. It doesn't have it listed on him. So what is the spell save? +2 plus DC is 8 plus proficiency plus intelligence modifier. Is that what it is? Yeah. 8 plus that. Yep, that'll still succeed. So that being a success means that you are just barely able to kind of break free from the webbing that has kind of surrounded you, effectively keeping you from being restrained by the webbing.
Gotcha.
In addition to that, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw, having started your turn in the fog.
Oh boy.
Man, you are in
Oh,
the wrong part of
no.
that Venn diagram.
Oh yeah, that's a natural 4 plus 1. 5.
That one helps a little bit.
And that saves.
And me and my
No.
con saves, man.
Does not save.
Stop breathing.
So that is going to be that is 30 poison damage.
Ash is
Yeah.
now taking a nap.
Yep, taking a nap.
In the webbing, you suck.
Why are you so mean?
Ugh,
30 points.
that's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage.
Let me double check something on this real quick. Yep, so that's there. And that's there. Okay, cool. Just wanted to check durations on things. Well, that being the end of Ash's turn, we will move over to Dahl, who is going to continue his campaign against the Dark Elf with which he is fighting. He's going to take 2 attacks. His first attack is going to hit, and that's going to do how much damage? 1d6 plus 3.
Tyler fell over.
7.
No, my chair reclines.
He just disappeared.
Bit of an extreme recline.
Looked so like.
Doll is going
I can't do
So
that.
Doll deals a total of 14
Yeah, mine doesn't go
damage
that
to
far.
The Dark Elf on the right, and that will conclude Doll's turn. Adon.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Mass Healing Word,
Okay.
3rd level, onto Doll, Edwin, Uwe, and Ash, and Koros. I'm just gonna give everybody.
Can he
Everybody gets.
see me?
Yeah, I was about to double check if it's a sight thing. Is it based on sight?
So it's that you can see, yes. So I
Okay.
can't see Ash.
So you currently cannot see Ash. He is consumed by the webbing. I'll
Okay.
give you Uwe. He can barely be seen, and the rest of them, obviously, yeah, you can see.
Okay. Cool. 4 healing to each. That's something.
Radical.
That's something.
It's something.
And
Give
then
that to Doll
helpful.
real quick, since he's my responsibility right now.
Restored my 1 damage.
there we go. And then I'm gonna Sacred Flame on the guy closest to me.
Okay.
2d8. Oh wait, shoot! I gotta roll it first. Cool.
You have a modifier?
No good. So
Plus.
10 total.
Okay. Yep, that's not going to hit.
Cool.
So you basically fire it off, and it just kind of strikes his shield and dissipates off to the side. Anything else for Adon?
That'll do it. I am now visible.
That then will bring us to Edwind.
Does it count if you didn't do damage?
No, start of my next turn.
Ah.
So I just poofed.
Well, is it windy at all?
Currently, no.
Well, it's about to be. I'm gonna cast
What'd
Gust of
you eat this
Wind
morning?
in my last known location of where Ash kind of was.
Okay.
It's 10 feet wide, so 60 feet long. Gust of wind that disperses gas and vapor.
Yep. So you said it's 10 feet wide?
10 feet wide, 60 feet long.
Okay. So you watch as you create this gust of wind, and all of the basically gas and this cloud that you can see where Ash was dissipates in that section where you start that wind. And so there's a little bit left kind of over here on this side, just kind of hanging out over here. But in that corner of the webbing where Ash fell, you see all of it dissipate and kind of just like flurry off to the wind and go away.
Cool. And each creature that starts this turn in the line must succeed a strength saving throw and be pushed 15 feet away. So it doesn't push him away until it's the start of his turn, correct?
Okay.
Is that what I'm reading?
Yeah, that would be correct.
Cool. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to kind of flip 10 feet behind Koros here. Somewhere.
Okay.
And that's the tempestuous magic that I can disengage, kind of.
Yep.
So now in my turn.
All right. That brings us to Nom Namo.
Love you, Ash.
So I am going to. Yeah, so.
You're a spider.
I'm a spider. I am the spider man.
You're a German spider.
I'm gonna just kind of like. I'm kind of been like moving around, and I'm gonna sort of half circle him around to this side, this block right there, and then I'm going to do. Sorry. I got 2 attacks. Maybe I don't. All right, I'm gonna do my bite again on him.
Okay. Okay, so that is not going to hit.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, they're both actions. So,
you get 2 attacks, or is it just the one?
I can't see anything that says I get 2 attacks. Yeah. So.
Okay.
It looks like it's just the one.
Okay. Is that
does your character get 2 attacks per action?
No.
It wouldn't matter. He takes on all of the stats of the spider when he changes to it.
I only keep my intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
All right. So that takes us to Koros.
All right. I'm going to move behind this guy who's fighting with Dahl.
Okay.
And I'm going to... Well, first I'm going to bonus action before I do anything and move the curse that was removed from that guy and move it to this one. So he is now cursed with Constitution disadvantage. And I'm going to attack him.
Okay.
I just don't think it moves unless you say the magic words.
To hex with him.
Go ahead and roll with advantage since
you're pointing to him but looking at Edwin. To hex with him.
23.
Yep, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
16.
16 will do it.
Ooh, he dead?
Yep, you slice straight through his armor, and he drops to the ground.
Shoot, boy, I'm going to go move right here then. And I'm gonna attack that guy.
Okay, roll that with advantage.
This one is just going to be 15.
15 does not hit.
Okay.
All right, that'll bring us back around to the top for Ooey a Dooby.
I have a quick question. Did we actually
Yes.
get a heal off, even though he didn't see Ash, or did he cancel the heal? Because I didn't heal any points.
It was
I
4
gave-
It went off. It was 4, yeah.
4 to
Okay,
everybody.
Thank you. Sorry.
You're good. You're muted, Tyler.
Oh,
No, I'm not.
there you go.
are.
Now you're not.
All right. I'm gonna move around him to here, all the way through, not through the webbing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run around him real quick and confuse him. And
I'm gonna
then-
again lift my legs to move out of the way of where you're
The
running.
fact that you can do that so easily is great.
Then I'm going to daggy dag him.
Okay.
But this time, whenever I hit him, remind me that I am sneak attacking him
Yep. You have advantage, so do it.
because I want to do that. So, bink and bink. So then that 17 is going to become 20 something.
Yeah, it'll hit.
Cool. 25 or something like that. And then that damage is going to be a d4 plus 5. That'll be 7. Then I'm going to hit him with the rapier.
You gonna do your sneak attack damage?
I'm going to see. Yeah. I was going to just do it at the end, but yeah. Do 3d6. 14.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
Oh, sick. So I'm going to.
Wait, I didn't get to do that to my guys.
You did it the first time.
Oh yeah, I blew his head up
Yeah.
with fire.
So I'll take my dagger as more of like a karambit in my eyes. So I'm spinning it on my finger really quick, and then I just like get it really close to his head and it just cuts it off. Like that's how fast it is.
Sick. All right.
I love it.
You got real twisty fingers.
Oh yeah.
Anything else for Ooey?
I kick him in the butt on his way down.
Great. All right. That
It-
brings us to this last lone.
Bonus action.
This last lone.
Edwin, have that light prepared.
I got my guardians
Oh.
ready.
Oh shoot! Yeah, I forgot about the Guardians. Let's roll for that. That's gonna fail. What's the
All
damage?
right.
Do it.
Ooh.
10 damage. 2 ones.
Will that do it?
How much?
10.
Oh, I didn't hear a confirmation. That does not do it. So you watch as this one basically reaches down to he's got a sword in one hand and shield in the other. You watch as he reaches over and basically hits the shield with the sword and shouts a word as he does so, and an oh so familiar sphere
Oh.
of darkness expands around him.
The homo.
Let me draw a thing real quick.
Aiden, hug me.
Yes.
We'll catch him.
Yes.
Wait.
Oh, that's so good.
I would have laughed if your son walked in and gave you a hug.
Where's the freaking? There it is.
Hey, Dad, I heard you needed a hug.
All right.
Freaking hate
So-
these guys.
You watch as
Woo.
this area just completely goes just pitch black, nothing in it. Then you watch as the entire dark area begins to move. Those of you that are not in it.
His movement is halved.
Okay.
Because
It's
of
true.
the spirit guardians.
This is true. I double check his movement in the first place.
Spirit guardian.
What even is his movement?
Nice.
So, those of you who are not in the radius of it, watch as it actually begins to move with him. Oops, that's not what I meant to do.
Oh.
Total darkness.
Total darkness.
Hello,
Whoa,
darkness,
and
my
he's
old-
gone forever.
Mortal Kombat.
You watch as the circle, or rather, like just area of darkness begins to move. Those of you who were in it suddenly are able to see, and you're able to kind of look around and see as it's kind of traveling with him. And then that will...
Do they get attacks of opportunity?
They do not, because they couldn't see anything to begin with.
Would it be
I
a
just start swinging.
You and me.
Yeah, the darkness is free, and you see them.
That is it for him. So that brings us to Ash. Please make your death saving throw, please. I said please twice. I'm being really polite about it.
Please.
And see, this is when the dice
please.
choice is crucial.
Please, Ash, please make, please, death,
Please.
The white
saving.
ones.
Please throw, please.
That's a 6.
Ooh.
Is a fail.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
roll a
that
D fudge. It's an
What's a
automatic
D-fudge?
-1.
Oh.
All right. Then that brings us to Doll. Doll, I'm going to act in my best effort to imitate what Doll would normally do. He's going to take a step up to the edge of the darkness, and he's going to throw his scimitar into the darkness.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near him, so it won't hit me. Well, I mean, I'm near him, but it won't go to me.
And you just watch as he throws it into the darkness. With the result of that, unknown as it is in the darkness. That'll bring us to Adon.
I'm gonna cast daylight. Right,
Okay.
smack dab in the center of that little darkness thing.
Let me just. Can I do this? Yeah, there he is.
Magical light versus magical dark.
Magical light.
I put
always
light
wins.
on my pearl. I was gonna throw it at Koros's shield.
Oh, is that what you were gonna do?
Yeah,
Oh, that would have been perfect.
I know, but
Boy, I wouldn't have been able to hide because you know how to
Yeah.
get up in their
Alright,
faces.
So that's Adon reveals the running dark elf.
Oh,
just
this boy's
running
about
as
to
quickly
die.
as he can.
You better be running.
Anything else?
You
for
notice a
Adon?
scimitar.
Yeah,
sitting
I'm gonna.
there.
I would love to run 1, 2, 3, all the way over to here. Actually, no, I can only run to here. I'll just run right here.
Oops, I'm not on select.
I wish I could see that. Where's the order?
And that'll do it.
Okay. Edwin.
can I throw my pearl as a bonus action anyway? Just because I
To do what?
nothing exactly.
Oh, okay.
Like, I forgot.
Oh yes, here you go.
It's kind of all happening at the same time anyway, so
Yeah.
it would have been like you threw it, he disappeared running, and then just went whooping.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. I'm gonna use my staff to blast a lightning bolt at his face.
Okay.
Face lightning.
Face lightning. To what is it? It is a BC 1796.
You said DC 17
Yep.
based on Dex.
Yep.
That is going to be a natural 18.
Oh, so he only takes half damage.
Half of a ton of damage.
That one is a 2, so 36.
How much?
36.
36. How do you want to do this?
Divided by 2.
Oh, I want him to disintegrate.
Wait. Yep, forgot about the divide by 2. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Still, how do you want to do this?
Still, how do you want to
18.
do this?
Is it still, how do you want to do this?
How do you want to do this?
Okay, I want all of this lightning to go after him, and it's like almost murders him, and then I throw the pearl at him, and he dies.
It's like 1 hit point left.
You watch as Edwin fires this lightning out, and it basically like courses through his whole body and his armor, and you watch as he basically gets like frozen in place, and then just strangely magically above his head the words "finish him" appear, and Edwin chucks this pearl at him, strikes him right in the face with the
And then like
stories of
explodes
Dan
with
Lloyd.
a bunch of light.
Or Dan
Yeah.
Lloyd. And
Nice.
perfect.
Hey, Koros, you should take one of those blades. They
Right.
hurt. I'm at like half health.
We're at it out of
So,
combat, right?
We are not out of combat. Nom Namo, it is your turn.
Oh.
Not.
Ash
not
is
out of
still
combat?
laying on the ground bleeding.
Ash is on the
Okay.
ground.
His skull,
I am
so-
going to
Spider heal, go.
spider heal, spider heal, healing like a spider, not going to kill. So I'm
What?
gonna
Oh my gosh.
Where's my phone?
Okay, so I'm gonna run to here, and I'm just gonna go straight over the web since I have web walker, so it shouldn't restrict my movement.
Okay.
And then I am going to yeah, I'm just seeing how this affects that. Okay. Yeah, I am going to turn back into my normal form.
Okay.
And then I'm going to touch my staff to Ash and do a level 4 cure wounds.
Okay.
And so that's gotta keep these organized. All right. So that's 26, 25. Healing.
Scared me.
Would you just breathe in spider webs?
Are you all right, Catman? And then that should have taken up my action and bonus action.
Okay. And well, since he's no longer bleeding out, that will end the initiative order.
I turned my wind
Ash,
off.
Go ahead and make a. Okay, the wind turns off. Ash, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw once more, please.
All right.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, because if I didn't turn my wind off, you'd make a strength saving throw. too.
Actually, I'm sorry. You were in it already, so you were actually already restrained because you would have automatically failed it on your last turn. So you awake and realize that your entire body is just like stuck in these webs where you fell back, and you're just completely surrounded by it. Nom Namo is basically able to just kind of like poke his staff in and touch your foot.
All right,
but your
I'm
whole
gonna,
body is just
I'm gonna attempt to wriggle myself out of it.
okay. You make a strength check.
24.
Yep, that'll do it. So you're able to you guys watch as Ash just like pushes and pulls and does everything in his power to just like pull his way out of these webs, and eventually he's able to crawl his way out. A bunch of just like sticky, gooey web matter stuck all over his clothing and fur. Super gross.
Super gross.
Super.
All right, what would you guys like to do?
So
I'm
the
gonna
guy with the
go
robe
walk up-
is
yeah.
his head's like blown up. Is that what you did to it?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, his head has been burned off.
Wow.
That's messed up. Did my wind push his head?
I was gonna
like,
go
down the
walk
field?
to that. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go.
his
I'm gonna
head
go
is about
check out
30
that
feet
guy's
away.
robes.
It just keeps rolling like a soccer ball.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the guy with the robes. See what he has on him. If he has any like notes or anything.
All right. So you go over and you check him. Give me one sec to pull this up. He's basically wearing just very dark robes. All of them are dressed pretty much just in black gear. He has a staff on him and just some gold. He has about, pull it back up. He has about 47 gold on him.
He didn't have any like anything else. It's just the staff and the gold.
Yep, he actually has nothing else on him at all.
Does somebody want this staff? I
Well, what is
don't
it?
know how to use. I don't know. I don't know what these. It's a piece of stick to me.
I'll take a look at it. Did you want it?
Oh,
No,
I was going to try to identify it, but you can try to identify it.
Somebody identify this.
So can I roll? Is it a insight or history?
Arcana.
Let me pull this up real quick. To identify it, it would take the identify spell.
Oh, I do not have that.
Do you know how to do that, Edwin?
I do.
No.
Essentially, the way that the staff looks, though, it is a dark gray staff, as seems to be everything that they hold, and it basically it's shaped kind of like a steak. Like it's sharp down at the bottom, and then it gets wider towards the middle, and then it's got 3 sections where it has kind of like a point that it comes out to up to the top, with the top one shaped kind of like a diamond. But the entire thing is made of the same kind of dark gray metalish material.
I'm wondering if one of you studied this for a bit, if you could figure out what it did. I cannot.
I'll hold on to this. See what I can make of it.
Nor do I care to. I'm gonna go check out one of those scimitars that seem to just be really hurting everyone else.
Okay.
So I'll check the guy that I killed down over by Doll. See what he has on him.
Give us all the loots. We checked it
So-
all.
What he has, let's just round it. Each of those guys down there has 20 gold on them apiece. Each of them is carrying their scimitar, and each of them is carrying a small hand crossbow with some bolts, again made of that same dark gray metal material.
Do I like these scimitars? They seem to be hurting everyone a lot more. Is there anything special about them, or?
There doesn't seem to be a magical property to them per se. They seem to be special in the way of like you've never seen anything crafted like this before. It's the most like even to the level that you've seen like elven crafted blades and armor and things. This is like a step beyond that. This is just insane craftsmanship. But aside from that, it doesn't seem to have any kind of like magical like glow to it or essence to it or anything like that. Ooey, what's up?
I would like to take the scimitar that's at my feet as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to
I'll
pick
grab
up.
it, but I don't know
uh,
what I'm adding.
I'd like to pick up that sword that Dahl threw and give it back to him.
Okay, perfect. So let me see what that would actually come up to.
You dropped
as-
this.
We would add that as a. I think that's
No.
gonna be- Yeah, add it as a. It's a +3 scimitar. It doesn't have a
Oh snap!
specific name to it, but it is a +3 scimitar.
But the poison damage.
You wouldn't know it right off the bat, but the poison damage does not actually exist when it transfers to you.
Okay. A +3
+3
scimitar. That's a
scimitar.
pretty sick thing, though.
That's dope nasty, dude.
That is dope nasty.
Good thing that I'm proficient in it.
I am also proficient, as it is finesse.
And
I'm
we are
proficient.
Holy smokes, dude!
What are you
I'm
looking at?
proficient in gold. Gold.
This is
love
deadly.
Gold.
I'm gonna stow away my rapier.
Let me
How
make
are
sure
you
that
adding it to your thing?
is the same in D&D
Equipment.
Beyond that it is supposed to be. Let me just make sure.
Yeah, I
It's
already
just
added
+3.
it to
Yeah, there's
my
nothing
equipment.
too special about it. It's just
Yeah,
the
damage
+3.
mechanicals. Yep, that's
But
it.
my
That is
action.
sick.
How am I adding it to my action?
It just goes when you equip it. So in your equipment, you have to have it active. But you can't. You have to turn off something else, so that because you can't be carrying like.
Turn your butt
Yep.
off.
It's literally like as you're examining the blade itself, like whatever metal material this is, you have never seen this type of metal before, and it literally feels like the sharpest blade you've ever seen in your life.
I'm just holding it like, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that thing's
gonna
crazy.
use
What the
this.
heck?
Cool.
I'm going to use this.
How'd you make it
Alright.
+3?
If you just add it as that's the item itself.
It's purple.
It's a perpski.
The perp sim.
All right.
I just
With
can't-
that, what would you guys like to do?
Ow, I hurt.
I mean, does anybody else want some gold? I grabbed off that dude. There's still 60 laying around.
I took the stuff
That-
off the guy at my feet.
Yes, please.
Ash can't have any. He doesn't have any pockets.
You want to put it in your hood?
I mean, there's
But-
pockets in this, right? At least one like pocket.
Yeah, I definitely got your rubber pockets.
You could have like
Okay.
3 pieces.
You know,
Hey,
what?
do you guys want some heals?
Well,
Wanna-
yeah.
I'm okay.
Want some hearts?
I don't need
Yeah.
any.
I'm actually I didn't take any damage.
So Drew's hurting and Ash is good, right?
I could use some more. But
I'm
I
missing
can
26
actually
hit
do that on
points.
my own.
All right. I'm going to cast my Prayer of Healing. 19
Yeah.
to everybody that needs it.
19.
So, by this point, the sun is rising. There is now beginning to kind of break through the cloud cover above you. Just a couple little beams of sunlight. You look around as everything kind of settles down, and you get your healing out of the way and looting and all that kind of stuff. And Cyrac is standing off to the side, just kind of shaking as he normally does. And Bellis is nowhere to be seen.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Oh man. Hey, where's our little gnome friend?
Oh, he ran a long time ago. When I pulled my sword out, I let him go.
You mean like 45 seconds ago?
Well, a full
Yeah.
battle feels like a bit, but
Approximately,
yes.
yeah, but
Do I see him anywhere on the horizon?
no.
You got that far in a minute?
Hey, which way did he run, Koros?
South.
I will be right back. I'm gonna sprint.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with him.
Okay. Roll a athletics check.
Yeah, the guy does have short legs.
And it's
So-
never.
I mean, yeah, if I'm doing like dash action, I have 100 feet of
21.
movement.
No,
Every 6
23. I
seconds.
lied. 23.
Natural
Okay.
1.
And
No.
You stepped in some more
That's
web.
crit.
you watch as Uwe and Ash both begin to turn to run, and Uwe just takes off just insanely fast. Ash just turns, catches his foot on the dirt, and face plants into the
No, there's a web. There's a web still there.
ground. You should have made him run back into the web and redo the deck save.
Oh, not again.
Roll
Don't smell.
a perception check, Uwe.
That one's a little bit more difficult for me. Oh,
Gross, how
19.
much gold did I get?
20?
20? Okay. Thank you.
19.
I mean,
10.
unless somebody else took the other 20, you can have that one too.
I don't need any gold. You guys could have the gold.
All right, I'll take 40.
Running
take
off
40.
in the direction that you went, you do not see Bellis.
At all? Well, give me one more good run.
Where's our
Just
ranger?
Same
Is
direction.
there any tracks?
Yeah.
Is there any like little baby tracks?
Are there any?
If I
Well, are there any trees nearby?
Not where you guys are. No, the closest
Okay,
trees
then
you
yeah.
guys have seen were back at Port Last.
Same direction then.
Okay. Roll another.
Nat
Check
20
for-
plus 11 or plus 9
Okay. For which one?
athletics.
Okay, and do another perception.
Oh, 6.
Okay. Yeah, you do not see him.
Okay, I'll do one more.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Okay.
One more. That is 14 for the athletics
Okay.
and a nat 20 for perception.
There it is. As you're running along, eventually you're kind of looking around and you happen to glance back over your shoulder kind of to the right, and you notice a little ways off to the right and now behind you kind of past where he was, you see him running basically to the west, so like to your right, in the direction of the shoreline. Just kind of like
Okay. I'll run over and I'll grab him.
okay.
Okay.
And you
Hey,
grab him, and
Bellis.
he just fights and struggles and
Bellis, we killed the dock elves. The dead.
I will not travel with you if these things are gonna follow you.
Okay, I give you two options. You either drown or you come back with us.
Drowning would be a better end than what they'll do to me.
Yeah, well, they're not going to touch you. We already killed them. So I'm going to pick
They
you up
will
now
come back.
and your
They
feet
do
aren't
not
touching the ground.
relent.
Your feet aren't touching the ground. How do you feel about that? We're walking.
He just kind of struggles along and grabs your hands and fine.
Okay, I'll put you down now if you want to walk back with me. If not, I'm going to have to carry you the whole way.
Fine. Just put me down.
Okay. Here's the ground.
He just like pushes you off and then just like reluctantly walks alongside you as you walk back.
Nice. Hey, look who I found.
Oh, look at him. You're holding him.
No,
Put him down.
he's walking next to me.
He's walking.
Very
Why-
reluctantly.
Ellis,
Why-
why did you run?
Yes.
I will have no part in this combat.
Well,
So you did it.
over.
Well, you didn't really do anything.
Do you want to? I mean, you said a few days ago that you thought it would be best to travel with us. Has that changed?
I do not want to be anywhere near you if the drow will continue to follow.
What did they
Well-
do?
Part
to
of
you?
the reason that they're following.
What was that? Louis?
I think you're part of the reason that they're following us because they captured you and Ash.
This might be true.
Where will you go? What will you do?
I did not have a plan, but I'm not going to stick around if they're going to attack.
You're a grown
Mostly
being.
blue.
A grown sniff after me.
You can.
Oh, wait, I wrote down how to say it.
Oh, yes, I have it.
Snurfleblim.
Snurf. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Sfurfnablin. Yeah. Yeah. We're not going to make you stay. And I sort of
Creature
look around
must
at everybody.
choose his own path.
He kind of just like looks around at all of you, and you can feel the like reluctant nature of his voice, but he says, "Fine, I will travel along your side, but I cannot promise it will be for long."
What the heck is this?
Snurfleblim.
Snurf.
That's his diaper.
That's awesome.
What? Sorry. What if they're chasing you? What if they're following you?
They may be.
What would you do if they found you and you weren't with us?
I would likely end my own life.
So don't you stand a better chance if you're with us?
Well, he has already chosen a path with us, Koros.
I know. I'm just trying to give him some solace in his decision.
I will travel with you for now.
Now,
At least until
I
we
would
reach civilization again.
Yes. We want to
Yeah.
get you back to your home. We don't want to keep you with us.
It's either you
not that
kill yourself
I
by
mean-
yourself or you kill yourself with us. It's fine. Might as well have friends.
Have you ever used
I
a
do
sword?
not consider you my friends.
You better watch your mouth or I'm gonna knee you
That
in the
was-
stupid head.
That was very rude.
Did anyone pick up that other scimitar? Because I'll pick it up and put it on my back.
There were 3 who all took a scimitar.
I did.
I did
and
as
then
well.
Okay, 2 for Goros.
Oh,
Actually, I'm gonna give one to Dahl and say, "Hey, wait, what does he have?
Is
The
the,
He
has
has
the icy
the,
one.
the
ice
magic one.
Is that
Frost
that
brand.
better?
that's right.
which I've realized that I can use.
Let
and I'm
me
efficient
check the
with it,
stats on the
so I'm
Frost
annoyed that I
brand.
gave it to
I'm
him.
pretty sure the other scimitar would probably be better.
The +3 is probably better for him.
You should maybe
I'll trade him.
him. You should maybe trade him for the other thing.
Hey, I'll trade you for this one. We're gonna make Dahl's decision for him.
Yeah.
Too late for him.
How about we just hold on to the scimitar and see if he wants to make that decision next time.
I only want to because I would have one that's on fire and one that's ice.
Oh gosh.
I have an idea.
Be a song of ice and
He
fire.
is attuned to it though, because it's a magic item.
Right.
I
and
have
I
an
could
idea.
attune to it.
It's better. It's like
I have
I'll just hold the other +3 for now. What's
I
your
have
idea?
an idea. So we all know that I do questionable things.
No, we don't need to do that.
I can steal it from him in plain sight.
I'm sure he'll agree to just doing damage. But what's that one? It's 1d6 plus a 1d6.
It's 1d6 plus 3 and then a 1d6 cold damage, but it has some additional things, not combat related things, but like it lights up when it's super cold and it puts out fires and stuff like that.
What's the damage on the scimitar?
The scimitar has crazy damage.
Yeah,
It's
we got
1d6 plus 3.
And then a 1d6.
I have 1 plus 8, yeah.
Oh, +8.
It gives a +3 bonus to the attack and damage rolls on top of whatever you normally do with a scimitar.
Oh wow.
Anyway,
Yes.
we'll figure that out when Michael is back to make that decision for Dahl.
Alec, are you sleeping again or did you go away? Oh, he's frozen.
Why does he do that creepy face every time?
No. He always does, doesn't he?
oh
He's
man.
he's going
he's about
full
to
ash.
disconnect.
Oh.
I just wanted to unfreeze and his head to just go down and smack the desk.
It's like the reverse of this.
All right. Well, either way, I'll hold the other one on my back.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Oh,
my
no.
gosh.
It's
Let's
all
go to a,
gone.
technical
Well-
difficulties break.
That's
You need
Ow.
you need a technical difficulty.
The sun is rising.
Who is still hurt? Is anyone still hurt?
Oh, I am. Just a bit.
Okay.
Um,
right.
I'm mostly there. I've got a little bit left, but
Well, I
I
suppose
will
we should-
actually cure wounds myself. I'm a cure wounds myself.
Man, I have this.
so their patrol found us here. Do we probably don't want to stick around? We need to move on.
No, we should continue moving to Neverwinter.
Yeah.
We should
Okay.
move to the road. According to the map, we should be about a day's walk from Neverwinter. We should be able to get there by the end of the day, and then maybe we can find an inn. Uwe, is Neverwinter a place you need to be a little cautious around, or is it?
Yeah,
good?
I'm not too keen on Neverwinter, but we'll see what happens.
Very well. We'll try to stay inconspicuous.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys head back out onto the road, and over a matter of several more hours of travel, there are no more incidents along the road, aside from the fact that over the last about 40 minutes or so of the journey, it actually begins to lightly drizzle. And then over the last probably about 10
I'm going
or
to
so.
stop the rain to keep it from raining on us.
Okay. But everything kind of around you begins to pick up pretty heavy.
We're going to stay dry.
And it's raining pretty heavily. That being said, at that point, you crest a small hill, and off in the distance, you can see the road before you splits into two. It forks off into two different roads, and there is a signpost right in between them, indicating the destination of each, as you've seen before. Upon closer inspection, you find that the left road is labeled Neverwinter River District, while the right is labeled Neverwinter Black Lake District. And immediately after the signposts, the road splits into multiple directions.
Hey Tim, which one sounds the best from my knowledge of Neverwinter?
So based on your knowledge of Neverwinter, you know that both of these districts, there's a river that splits Neverwinter straight down the middle, and both of these districts are on the north side of Neverwinter. The Black Lake district is the one closest to the ocean, and the River district is the one further in. River district being the kind of lower class, slightly slummier area. The Black Lake district being the very high class area with a lot of rich people, nobles, and the Castle Never itself is in that district.
Gotcha. Which one am I more safe in?
You would probably be safer in River District. You've always felt safer in River District, simply because it's easier for people like you to move around.
Not as close to the castle.
Right. At the
I'm
same
also wearing
time,
classy clothes now.
At the same time, no, you know what? Actually, I take that back. I'll leave that alone. River District is the place that you feel safest.
I think we should go to the River District. I know these spots.
Man.
I
will follow.
Let's go.
Okay. I don't find it. I don't have any reason to argue against the River District, right?
Aside from the fact that it's kind of trashy,
I'll go.
You wouldn't have.
Hey Eddie,
Hey.
I think you should visit the Black Lake district after some time of us being in Neverwinter. But to start off, let's go to River District.
You're right. We went to the classy side last time, and look where it got us. So we should go to your side this time.
All right. So you proceed down the path that splits off to the left, further away from the water. And after traveling for a little while on the horizon, you finally get your first glimpse of Neverwinter. It is a large city surrounded by tall stone walls and spanning at least a few miles in width from your perspective. It's undoubtedly the largest city you guys have seen on your recent journey, and every several hundred feet on the wall is a rounded tower built into the wall, some kind of watchtower of sorts. The roads lead directly through a massive arched gateway with doors of wood and metal swung wide open, and a menacing portcullis lifted overhead. Several guards stand watch either on the wall or in the gateway, but seem to be taking no immediate action upon your arrival. What would you like to do?
You guys want to find an inn?
Yes.
I need ale.
Right. That sounds really good.
All right. So as you walk through this massive gate, the voice of a man shouts somewhere from your right, and you hear, "Welcome, travelers, to Neverwinter." And it's just one of the guards standing off to the right that just welcomes you, and then kind of just goes back to what he was doing.
I just kind of nod my head to him, kind of a little bow as I'm walking.
Okay.
My
well.
hood is
Did you say he turned back to whatever he was doing?
Yeah, he's kind of just looking around. He's not really doing anything. He's just kind of hanging out.
Thank you, sir. Can you point us to an inn? I'm assuming it's late, right? It's kind of dark.
It's getting there. It'll be getting dark relatively soon. Let me just check my notes to make sure I get the districts right here. Yes, the closest inns that you'll see are the Flaming Fiend just up the road over there, and the Concussive Coin right over this way. Both are right here in the River District.
Clever names. I like it.
my hood's up while we're in the city.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Mine too.
gonna walk as we continue walking and just ask if Uli is there any preference to either of those places, or is it kind of
Tim,
Yep.
which one do I like more?
Both are just kind of trashy inns, for however you would take that. The the Flaming Fiend tends to have more activity and tends to be a much louder and just like more rowdy place. So you've always felt that that was the more fun place to be, but when you've been in instances where you're trying to hide, it's not necessarily been the best place for you. So the concussive coin has been a kind of go-to for you in those instances.
Well, the Flaming Fiend is really fun and exciting. There's lots of people, maybe get into a few bar fights, but I personally like the concussive coin, especially
As you
being
say
back in the city.
phrase bar fights, you see Dahl crack his knuckles.
Maybe for tonight we should stay on the low end. No bar fights this time.
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt too bad, especially for me being back in here.
So as you start to make your way kind of inward down the path where the guard
I get it, inward. So we're heading towards an inn.
Clever.
Oh no, so not inward. No.
Sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay, so as you guys are making your way towards the inn, down this road that the guy pointed you down, several dozen feet within the walls, you first notice.
That's what I said.
You notice there is a signpost that is indicating the directions of different districts within the city. You see a sign basically pointing to the left that points further into the river district. You see one that points to the right that points to the Black Lake district. And then you see one that points forward towards the river, or at least where one used to be that pointed towards the river, and it appears to have just been like ripped down. On that signpost, you quickly notice that there are two parchments nailed down, and you walk right past the signpost to the point that you're able to kind of read them very easily as you're going. Both of these parchments are wanted posters. One of which, the first that you see, has written on it a familiar name that you've been looking for, or at least a familiar title that says Warville the Weevil across the top. Drawn below it is a very meticulously drawn picture of a stout male dwarf. And below that, it says Warville Forkbeard, also known as Warville the Weevil, notorious criminal and murderer, last seen in Surbrin Hills near Long Saddle. Report to Lawmaster Hartford with any information. Immediately next to that poster.
I need all that information.
Immediately next to that poster and kind of sticking out behind it, you're able to see another. This time, no name is listed, but with an even more familiar face depicted in the center. A face that strikingly resembles Uwe Adubi is meticulously drawn in the center of the picture. And below that, the words wanted for repetitive theft, attempted murder, and suspected of multiple additional unresolved murders. Report to Lawmaster Hartford with any information.
Well, just looking to go, hey, it's you, man.
But it doesn't say a name. And that kind of doesn't look like me. He has like a little thing on his face. You see that?
Oh, I guess you're right.
Just has his name and on there, and
for which one?
That's all for Uwe's.
So Uwe's doesn't have a name. Uwe's just has, there's just a picture that just very, very strikingly resembles him. It's a very well drawn, very meticulously created picture, but there is no name on that one.
So can I get that Weevil info really quick?
It says Warville Forkbeard, also known as Warville the Weevil, Worvil. And then it says notorious criminal and murderer, last seen in Surbrin Hills.
Surbrin?
Surbrin, Surbrin, near Long Saddle.
Okay. And then
And it says report to Lawmaster Hartford with any information.
Hartford.
Hartford.
Okay.
And with that, we will end tonight's session.
Cool.
And pick up right here on Monday.